from this. So keep it from your friends. Show me how you wanna feel. Take it with control. I might show you things you didn't know. You rise for miles above the world. Morning dawn, let it run all night. We won't even stop before the morning light. Whoa, high above the clouds. On and
They call it the big time. Got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got 'em in your sights.
You wanna be great now. You're just trying to find a way out. I don't wanna tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you have. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. There's no way out of this. This life is all you get. One shot to take. Don't miss, just make. Don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. Thin our blood. You're one of us. You're one of us. There's strength in our blood. You're one of us. You're one of us. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names.
Listen up, now here I come. I ain't going nowhere, so you better run. I'm a giant, and I never fall. The biggest in the game, I want it all. I'm a giant, like a riot. I'm defiant, more power than a tyrant. I'm a giant, the biggest in the game. I'm a giant, I'm defiant, more power than a tyrant. Ha. And I never fall, no, and I want it all.
This week's Dragon football broadcast is brought to you by White's Chapel United Methodist Church, Feed Store Barbecue, Kim Bedwell Briggs Freeman Southlake, Godwin Bowman PC, The Baker Firm Fidelity National Title, Tommy Pennington Realty Group, Macero, All-Star Orthopedics, Clayton and Clayton Real Estate, Hearst Autoplex, Southlake Dermatology, CLC Roofing, Patriot Mobile, AC Pros, and Mills Wealth Advisors.
Hey Dragon fans, welcome to the Carroll Dragon Pregame Show, sponsored by Kim Bedwell Real Estate. Now here's your hosts, Chris Blake and Robert Clayton.
Nine games down, one to go. Hard to believe the end of the regular season is already here, but tonight the 9-0 Dragons will complete 10 games in 10 weeks, wrapping up District 4-6A play with a road game against the 1-7 Central Chargers. Hi there and welcome into the Keller ISD Athletic Complex and the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton, our statistician Steve Hunt, producer Bill Webb, and director Tim Polster. Carroll coming off a dominating 73-7 win over LD Bell last week. The Dragons put up more than 600 yards of total offense on senior night and took advantage of some short fields. Robert, easy to say the offense is rolling after a performance like that, but what stood out to you that might not appear in the box score?
Well, absolutely, Chris. While the box score gives you a good overview, the one thing that stood out the most was the team's chemistry on the field. Players were communicating very well and making smart decisions in the real time. Now, another key element was the offensive line's ability to create space, protect Farinda, which allowed for more time to execute the plays effectively. It also created room for Rinda to run. We saw that on display at a very high level, Chris.
Saw some of that chemistry on display as well when a couple of seniors on senior night got into the end zone. Sal Esposito scored a couple of touchdowns. Jack McCaskill got into the end zone as well, and you could tell the sideline knew it meant a lot to those guys.
Oh, absolutely, and you do see that, Chris, but the execution of the second and third team in there and really scoring at will and driving the ball was incredible.
And tonight, Carroll visits a Central team that has struggled not just this season, but over the last few years, really. The Chargers have won just 4 district games, or just 4 games total, I should say, since the start of 2021. But there's a new head coach in place, former NFL defensive back and LD Belgrade, Eric Vance. What's he doing to try to turn things around here?
Well, number one, it was an incredible conversation with him the other day, Chris. You know, he's bringing a fresh perspective and a lot of energy to the Central program. One of his key focuses is building on a strong foundation through discipline and accountability. He's working to instill a winning mentality and fosters a sense of pride among the players, really emphasizing the importance of hard work both on and off the field. You know, Vance is also big on player development. You know, he's an ex-NFL guy, and he loves to mentor athletes and develop them. He's focused on the fundamentals, ensuring the team is well prepared technically and strategically for each game, and you're really seeing that in the change in film from last year's team to this year's team.
We said the Dragons have played games in 10 straight weeks this season, something that doesn't usually happen at the high school level. How does it tax a team mentally and physically to go through the season without a bye?
Well, playing 10 straight weeks without a bye can be incredibly taxing on any team, Chris, both mentally and physically. physically, the constant strain of practice games can lead to fatigue and a risk of injuries. Mentally, the grind can wear players down. The lack of break means a little time to regroup, reflect, and focus on recovery. So I think it is a welcomed bye week at the end of the week for the Dragons.
They will have that week off next week before the first round of the playoffs at 9-0. Of course, Carroll has already clinched a playoff spot and can become undefeated district champions tonight. They've also already clinched the 4-6A title. But as we do close out the regular season tonight, what types of things will the coaches be looking for to let them know that the Dragons are ready for the postseason?
Well, I think number one is just consistency. No matter who you play, you got to be consistent performance on the field. I think two is just, no matter what, having that mental toughness. And three, consistently developing that team chemistry as you see there's a second part of the season coming up here soon. And I think just execution on fundamentals on all phases of the game, Chris.
Well, we have a lot to get to on the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show. We'll get Robert's keys to the game, hear from Carroll head coach Riley Dodge, and bring you the starting lineups. But first, let's preview Carroll on both sides of the ball against Central. That's next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero.
At least 3 weeks. Really cleaned up a lot of things, but I just told our kids we want to have great momentum as we enter our bye week.
And finally, you take on a Central team tonight that has a new head coach in Eric Vance. He was at Carroll for a season before you arrived as head coach, but he's been around the area. So what do you know about his coaching style, and what have you seen from this Chargers team this year?
Yeah, I think Eric's done a great job. I mean, we've complimented their staff in our offices. I mean, I just think that their kids are really bought into his culture and what they're doing in all 3 phases, and their kids are playing extremely hard. I know it's not showing up in the win column from right now, but when you turn on the film and you're watching Keller Central, you're seeing a huge improvement from what we've seen in years past. And I think it's as simple as their kids are playing extremely hard and they're bought in. And you've seen that each and every week. So they're committed to running the football. They're committed to stopping the run. So they've done a really good job. And I told our kids, if we're not ready, this could be a struggle, because their kids are playing hard for their head coach.
Coach, thanks for the time and good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Dragons head coach Riley Dodge joining us on the Kim Bedwell Realty Group pregame show. Kickoff between Carroll and Central coming up next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Feed Store Barbecue on Whitechapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish.
Hey Dragon fans, Tommy Pennington here. Like the Carroll Dragons, my team understands it takes great fans to be a winner. I want to personally thank all of our Tommy Pennington Realty Group fans for their loyalty and ongoing support. It's because of you we continue to support our Dragon organizations every year. Please remember, we love helping Dragon families with all of their real estate needs. I'm here to give you the best advice and to help you anytime. My Dragon fans would tell you,
Call Tommy.com. Go Dragons!
This is Dr. Mark Greenberg, team physician for the Carroll Dragons. All-Star Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine providers of Dragon Athletics. Our 8 board-certified orthopedic specialists offer surgical as well as non-surgical treatments for a full range of orthopedic injuries and conditions, with on-site imaging and physical therapy, along with best-in-class outpatient and inpatient surgical facilities. You can trust that we will be there with you every step of the way. Let us get you back in the game.
Inside, gets away from a defender across the 5. Touchdown, Dragons.
Welcome into Keller ISD Athletic Complex, just a few miles down the road from Carroll High School, where the Dragons tonight look for their 20th 10-0 season, coming in at 9-0 against the 1-7 Central Chargers. Hi there, everybody. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton. Our statistician tonight is Steve Hunt, producer Bill Webb, and director Tim Polster. See the Dragons school song being played right now across the way as Carroll comes in after 9 consecutive games here in the regular season. No bye week for the Dragons this year. They get a break next week in between now and the first round of the playoffs. And Robert, it's, as Coach Dodge will tell us, it is just step 1 on their list of goals, but completing an undefeated regular season as district champs is certainly no small accomplishment.
Well, it's definitely not. We saw it last year, right? It eluded the Dragons as a district champion, and it's something special for the Dragons, and it is #1 goal for Coach Dodge and the Dragons. The second being to play on Thanksgiving or to practice on Thanksgiving, and then ultimately get to a state championship. And so, right now they're checking it off the box, and this is a game here, even though it's the last game of the season. It's still a game that they want to come out, compete, show discipline, and execute to get them ready for that bye week and get on the first round of playoffs.
They got senior night out of the way at home last week, so they'll wrap up the regular season here on the road. It is senior night for the Chargers. As you see, some of the captains start to make their way towards midfield for the coin toss. The Chargers have made their way out of the locker room and are in their tunnel to our right. That is on the south side of the stadium. Carroll yet to emerge from its locker room as we go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game. And for the Dragons, the backfield features the usual suspects: quarterback Angelo Renda, running back Davis Penn, and Christian Glenn is the second back on this Dragons team. And we've talked about it last week, but again, we saw Angelo Renda a season high in rushing yards for the second straight week. He had 90 and a touchdown a week ago, and starting to unlock a new element to this offense.
Yeah, we've talked about it and kind of, hinted at it through the season that there is another element to Angelo, what he's going to bring to the table, especially to the Dragon offense. And it was really on display last week, seeing his athletic ability, getting out there and run in space and create plays. And some of them were actually designed runs. They won't break down in pressures. But again, Chris, that just gives another element as you're an opposing defense coming into a playoff run. That's something you have to account for. So that takes away from some game planning, which it's that perfect timing for the Dragon offense.
And the receiving core for Carroll tonight, Brock Boyd last week was third on the Dragons in receptions, but still had 96 yards and 2 touchdowns on 3 catches. Brody Knowles had 5 catches for 77 yards. Blake Gunter 4 for 41 yards. So it's been Brock Boyd predominantly. He's one of the best receivers in all of North Texas this season. But we have these underclassmen starting to emerge as the season comes to an end.
Something you don't see. There's only so many balls that can be caught, so many yards that can be earned. What you don't see on the stat line is what all 5 of these guys do very, very well, including Brobkowski, is blocking. They seal the edges. They get in on zone. You have a guy like Blake Gunner, who's that Swiss Army knife that gets on the perimeter, can get in the inside and run some inside zone blocking as kind of an H-back type. And given a little bit more rest, you have Luke Jackamore, who's probably going to be ready back for the playoffs, and he's going to give that another edge and dimension to this really young, developing receiver core that's been pretty phenomenal all year, Chris.
And then on the offensive line for the Dragons, a change here. We learned this morning that center Kerry Clayton will not play tonight. He is dressed, but they would like to hold him out if they can. So Will Barley, the sophomore, will start at center tonight for the Dragons. So it'll still be the Wilson brothers on the left side of the line, Barley in the middle, Damaraki at right guard, and Robert, some big news for Tristan Dare this week.
Great news for Tristan Dare. He's been offered by Wisconsin already, but he got an offer from the Baylor Bears today, or actually about 3 days ago. Incredible opportunity for Tristan, and he's doing a great job as a sophomore. And so is Luke Wilson, the young left tackle too. Nathan Domrocky's had a phenomenal year. Trent Wilson is Trent Wilson. He's just a dude. And then, Kerry Clayton's done great. But it's great to see Will Barley. Will Barley is another one of these young sophomores. He's a guy who's played that role, the sixth man for the offensive line. He does a tremendous job. Really excited to see him get out there and show Dragon Nation what Will's all about.
And defensively for Carroll tonight, up front, this group has now been healthy now for the last month or so. Jack Van Dorsler, Jake Lucky, Jackson Oakley, and Austin David. Good to see those guys together on the defensive end. Have just continued to kind of be what has driven this Dragon defense this year.
Yeah, the question mark was, how we can perform on the edges. You get Austin Davidge moving out from 3 technique out to a defensive end. Jack Van Dorsler, who's been a stalwart that tight end for the Dragons, unselfishly volunteered to go in to be a defensive end, and he's performed tremendously. And I'll tell you what, he is one of the top defensive ends in the area, especially with Davidge as well. And then you have Jake Lucky and Jackson Oakley. If you know Jake Lucky, he's that little stalwart. He's that guy who plugs the middle, and he can get in and make a difference and gets penetration in the backfield. And Jackson Oakley's just been a superb talent.
The linebackers, we talked about them earlier on the pregame show, but a look at them here: Lyons, Browse, Fedor, and Ladd. These 4 have really become kind of interchangeable. We've also seen Zach Hayes play a lot of stand-up linebacker for the Dragons, but it's a group that's pretty versatile, and they can rush the quarterback, but they can also drop into coverage.
Well, it's one thing we talked about is switching from that 3-man front to that 4-man front. Zach Hayes just does a tremendous job doing it, and unfortunately he's on the graphic here, but Will Lyons, guy gets to the ball. Marcus Browse, he can deliver the thunder. Mateo Fedor, he's the second of the Fedor brothers. He's got a younger one coming up who's a freshman. He's an incredible talent. Then Robbie Ladd. Robbie Ladd has just done a terrific job, and he has a nose for the ball. He's done an excellent job just putting himself in the right position.
Dragons taking the field here at Keller ISD Athletic Complex on the west side of the facility. And finally, the Carroll defensive backs, a group of 4 juniors and a senior. Fisher, the lone senior among those 5, and a group that, every year seems to be the case, starts to gel as the season goes on.
Yeah, you look at the Busman brothers. It's funny. At times in the games, we'll see one of the brothers do something, and the other one will be a playmaker on the very next play. They do a tremendous job, and then you have Chin as well. Chin's been a guy who's really just been a force on the edge and blitz packages. And then you have Gavin Strange, and then Ethan Fitcher. These guys are just rounding out this secondary for the Dragons that are it's developing into a great unit, and someone that the staff is really relying on to make big plays.
The Dragons are out of their inflatable helmet, waiting for the Chargers to do the same. Carroll did win the coin toss and opted to defer to the second half, so the Chargers will have the ball first when we get underway here tonight. The starting lineup for Central will include on offense the quarterback Landon Smith, the senior, who's thrown for 823 yards and 6 touchdowns this season. Running back will be sophomore Spencer Martin, 415 yards, 5 scores on the year. The receivers are juniors Edward Cole, 3 grabs for 27 yards, and Vincent Beck, a returning starter, 18 catches for 117 yards, and a senior in the slot, Jordan Brown, who has 15 catches for 215 yards this year. The offensive line from left to right, Kyan Harris, Gabriel Reyna, Logan DeHaro, Dakota Lewis, and Austin Jackson. The tight end will be DeAndre Henry. The colors being presented at midfield right now we're here at Keller ISD Stadium, and as the band plays the national anthem, we will keep it here and listen in.
Being performed by the Central High School Band.
National anthem just completed here at Keller ISD Athletic Complex, and before we get started with the opening kickoff, let's take a look at Robert's keys to the game.
Well, they're not flashy, Chris, but I tell you what, do what the Dragons do best, is start fast. Dominate the line of scrimmage and fly to the football. That's what they want to see tonight as the Dragons. You get on top, you get on fast. This is a depleted Keller Central team. Got to make them work.
Got through the Central offense real quickly. The defense up front, 3-man front, will be Isaiah Kennard, a junior, Jake Richards, and Bryson Barden, seniors. Linebackers Hayden Snow and Holden Myers, we talked about them earlier. And then the defensive backs Austin Moon, Chancellor David, Austin Martin, Luke Hamilton, and Gabriel Cobbs. So one thing to keep an eye on here for the Carroll defense will be, yes, they've been excellent this season. However, on opponents' first drive of the game, teams have been able to move the ball a little bit. So keep an eye on how Lee Munn's group performs here against the Chargers on their opening possession. All kickoffs brought to you by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pre-game, post-game this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. So back to receive this one for the Chargers, Austin Moon and Jordan Brown. Moon, one of the cornerbacks. Brown, their slot receiver, who's just back from injury this week. Head coach Eric Vance told us yesterday. As Gavin Strange gets ready to put the foot into this one from left to right in front of us. That is south to north, the way this facility is situated. And we are underway in game number 10 for the Dragons. Angled towards the corner. And it was awfully close to going out of bounds, but they're going to rule it a touchback. It just did sneak inside that pylon. And Landon Smith will lead this Central offense, coordinated by Brandon Clay, out onto the field.
You talked about, opposing teams having that first drive against the Carroll defense. If Keller Central wants to have success tonight, they've got to produce here on this first drive and let's eat up some type of clock and establish some type of in the run game for this offense.
Dragons start with a three-man front. Keep it on the ground with the quarterback Smith on first down. Gets across the 30 to the 31. Picks up about 6 on the play.
A nice little keeper from Smith. This is a guy that Coach Vance talks a lot about. Says he is the engine to this offense and the engine to this team. When he was voted a captain, this guy was overwhelmingly selected as a captain for Keller Central. So look for a big night from Landon Smith.
Got a second back in the backfield, Tyler Smith, a junior, lined up there, and they keep it on the ground with Martin here. Nowhere to go, maybe a yard on the play before he is taken down. It'll be 3rd and 3 or 4 yards for the Chargers.
A good little power play by Central, but great job by the Dragon defense stepping down and spilling that and getting to the running back, getting him down quickly.
There is a Chargers player down on the field after that last play. It's the right guard, Dakota Lewis, who the athletic training staff has taken a look at. And they've also moved the down marker back to the 26-yard line. I'm not sure if there was a flag on the play. But as they take a look at Lewis, both coaches call their units over to the sideline for a little instruction. This is a Central team that can ill afford to lose anybody. About 40 players or so dressed on the sideline tonight. The roster lists in the upper 40s. But mentioned they've lost a couple receivers for the year. Mason Caudle, who was their leading receiver a year ago, played in just the first game. Caught 2 passes and a touchdown against Waco University in week 1, but went down for the year in that game as well. And then Jeremiah Parker had 10 catches and a touchdown before he was lost for the season.
It's one of the big things that Coach Vance has mentioned that, numbers-wise, just overall for the program as he took over was a difficult one to encompass. And then just watching the sidelines tonight, there was about 36 guys dressed out for Keller Central. And you hate to see any loss for these Chargers because it is devastating. They're on fumes right now in terms of personnel.
See Lewis being helped off the field there as the Carroll defense comes back onto the field. So it's now 2nd and 9, according to the sticks and the scoreboard. They moved the ball back to the 26. So I'm not sure what exactly happened. The officials didn't make any indications about why the ball was being moved back. So it is another second down play. Chargers gained 6 yards on the initial first play of this series. They give it to Martin again, running on the left side of the line. There is a flag this time that we do see for sure. Picks up a couple, but this could be moving back. What they call the false start on Central. Dragons decline the penalty. A little unusual that they let the play continue after the false start.
But you can see this Charger offense are trying to establish a run game, something we mentioned about in the pregame, trying to keep it on the ground. You know, the Dragon defense is doing an excellent job of spilling these 2 power plays recently ran. And again, this is putting in a tough situation for the Keller Central 3rd and long.
On this passing down, Zach Hayes comes into the game as another stand-up coverage man as Smith gets rid of it, but it falls incomplete near the 40 as he was pushed out of bounds. So that'll bring the punt unit on for the Chargers here. Well, all that talk the first minute of the game for us about opposing offenses on their first possession. Carroll defense looks pretty good here.
Well, it's tough. You can see the depleted numbers by the Chargers, and you know it's tough. You got to execute. You can't be in those 3rd and long situations. And when you get the opportunity, you've got to try to move the sticks. And again, it led by Landon Smith. You know he's going to want. He's a competitor. In next drive, he's going to try to do whatever he can to get this Charger offense going.
Smith also punting it away, and it sails out of bounds along the Charger sideline. Not going to turn the field much as they walk this one off. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 39-yard line, an 11-yard punt for Landon Smith. There is a kicker listed on the roster. That is number 21, Jace Lauder, a junior. But Smith doing the punting duties for this Chargers offense. Now the Carroll offense in great field position at the Central 39. Angelo Renda sends Gunter in motion left to right. 3 down linemen for the Chargers. And on first down, they throw it in the flat. This is Boyd moving outside the numbers across the 20, inside the 15, and Brock Boyd on the first snap of the game for the Dragons goes 39 yards for the touchdown.
Incredible job by the Dragons. You start fast. We talked about starting fast. Their first drive on offense, they put Gunner in motion and get him over to the side, and great little toss out to Brock Boyd, and the rest is history. A great block by Gunner on the edge, and then Boyd takes it to the house. Tremendous job by the Dragons on the first possession.
Boyd's 15th receiving touchdown of the year, his 11th in the last 7 games for the Dragons. As Strange comes on for the Tommy Pennington Compass Group point after try. Out of the hold of Hayes, it is up and good. So 1 snap and the Dragons find the end zone with 10 minutes and 16 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's Carroll 7 and Central nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified Trane dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
Quick 39-yard catch and run that took 9 seconds. And the Dragons lead at 7-0. The Massero kickoff off the foot of Strange is going to be returnable, fielded here by Brown, and he is going to be brought down just about the 20-yard line. 17-yard return for the senior. Kickoffs powered by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend, or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. Landon Smith will lead this offense back onto the field. They had a couple of positive plays on the last possession before they were backed up by an apparent penalty that put them in a 2nd and long situation from which they couldn't recover. Trips right here to start. Smith rolling out, throws down the sideline, and
Smith's pass incomplete,
intended for Smith. Like Smith thought, or intended for Tyler Smith, I should say. It looked like Landon Smith thought he was going to maybe stop, but he kept running down the sideline.
Yes, what Landon Smith has to do, rolling out, getting him in that soft coverage, that cover 2 on the back end of this 3-3 stack. He had his guy, but you got to execute on the play. He wants that one back.
Dragons showing pressure here off the right edge. They bring it, keep it on the ground. Martin with some room across the 30, picked up the first down to the 35. 16-yard gain for the sophomore running back, and the first down of the night picked up by Keller Central.
It's a great job by Spencer Martin, just following his guys, allowing the blitz to come off the edge, but staying disciplined, following the big guy right through the hole. Great job. And Coach Smith talks about Spencer Martin. He's a guy who played last year, and he's still a player, and he's a pretty suitable backup running back as well. And he feels like he has a lot of confidence in Martin.
Luke Langford on the stop for Carroll. New set of downs. Smith's going to keep this one, trying to get behind his receivers outside. And gets up to the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on the play.
Again, hot pursuit, Jack Van Dorsler. And then great play by Marcus Sprouse, just staying home, playing assignment football. And again, Landon Smith, he's going to try to put this offense on his shoulders and then try to move the ball. He is a competitor, but great job by the Dragon defense on making that stop.
Jordan Brown, the senior receiver we mentioned back from injury at the top of your screen, left of the formation. Give it to Martin, trying to bounce it outside. Going to be brought down in the backfield for a loss. Langford, the first one there for Carroll. And they'll give him back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, but Langford in there to snuff it out.
Incredible job by Jackson Oakley. He came out of the defensive line and made the penetration in the backfield, forced the ball carrier to bounce it outside, and then after that, it's just Dragon helmets, corralling the football and getting to the ball. Tremendous job by the Dragon defense.
Langford rotating in with this group here in the first quarter. Junior, 30 tackles on the year coming in, a couple of tackles for a loss. Almost had another one there, but the officials spotted it back at the line of scrimmage. Either way, 3rd and long for the Chargers, but before they snap the ball, Eric Vance will spend his first time out. We will take it as well. 8 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's Carroll 7 and Central nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish.
With the play clock winding down, Eric Vance used his first time out of the half, and it will be 3rd and 7 for the Chargers from their own 39. Smith gets it out into the flat, looking for double pass, and the Dragons get there before he can let it go. First one, William Chen. Luke Busman was there as well, as Smith threw it out to Tyler Smith in the flat, but he couldn't get the second pass off.
again, watch Luke Busman, number 7 here, come down like a rocket. It was going to be some type of trickery play, but what a great job by Busman. Now, of course, we mentioned this in the pregame. Look out for Austin Busman, his brother, to try to make a play as well.
So Smith, the quarterback, will punt it away again. This one low line drive, bounces at the 45, and Parker Harris says stay away from it as it takes a drag and roll back towards the 45, and the Carroll offense will come back out onto the field. So a couple positive plays for the Chargers, 25-yard punt by Smith, by the way. But ultimately getting behind schedule has hurt them on their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, I think it's tough. You know, you lose one of your top linemen there in the first series. You're trying to establish a run game, but you're falling into the third and long situations where, you know, that's not where most offenses succeed, and especially against a very talented Dragon defense.
They bring Boyd in motion, flip it to him, trying to get outside across the 40, and may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. I think that's just about where they're going to say he went out of bounds. So no gain on the rush for Brock Boyd.
We talk about assignment football, and especially out of Keller Central. That's what Coach Vance wants to see. He wants to see assignment football and play to the whistle, and great job on corralling that jet sweep from the Dragons.
Dragons head coach Riley Dodge told us when we talked to him today that, you know, he likes what he'd seen from what Vance has been able to do as far as playing hard goes, as they complete this one over the middle to Knowles up to the 40. 17-yard pickup for the sophomore receiver.
A great job by protection on the offensive line. And Renda had 2 options here. You have Blake Gunner in the flat and came to Knowles, which we're seeing Knowles become more that option. He's a big guy, 6'5", 6'6". He's a huge target, and he's becoming that possession type receiver.
He had 5 catches, 77 yards last week as they give it to Christian Glenn running around right edge here inside the 25 and bowling his way over for a few more yards. 18 yards for the senior.
Christian Glenn, explosive player. You see him almost on here on a little jet sweep as well. He gets that edge, and he can get north and south quickly. He is a powerful guy. He can run the ball. He can do everything. Receiver, running back. He's a special player.
Another first down for Carroll. They bring more motion. It's Glenn running out into the flat. Renda drops back. Will get it to Glenn wide open at the 20-yard line. That one sailed on him a bit. Falls incomplete. You could see Renda going through his reads there and coming back to Glenn.
And it was a good decision by Renda. You know, majority of it was covered in there in the back half of the secondary. He went down to his check down into Christian Glenn. You know, they'll have plenty of opportunities for that. But, you know, you love to see the progression of Renda of making the reads and getting it down to the most available option.
2nd and 10. Penn alongside him in the backfield. Motion again. They give it to Penn, cutting back left side inside the 15 before he's tripped up.
Ball carried by Davis Penn.
11 more yards for Davis Penn.
Again, great cut by Davis Penn, getting behind Luke Wilson and Trent Wilson and Will Barley. Great job on the vision on getting into the second level very quickly, and that's what Davis Penn does great.
We're seeing a lot more motion from the Dragon offense here. On almost every play, they're bringing somebody.
Well, you can see they're trying to test this central defense, trying to get them out of position to see really how they're going to react to it to try to set up plays a little bit later.
First down again. Penn inside the 10, inside the 5, still on his feet, and brought down at the 2-yard line. Picks up 9 yards.
And this is what makes Davis Penn, is really his vision. He's going play side to the left. He sees an opening there in between Nathan Domraki and Tristan Dare. He makes an incredible cut. He gets in the second half, almost gets the pay dirt.
See if they give it to him here to punch it in from a couple of yards out. 2 receivers left side of the formation. Give it to Penn one more time. He gets into the end zone for the touchdown. 13-0 Carroll, more than halfway through the first quarter.
Davis Penn gets right behind Luke Wilson and Trent Wilson, and it's like an avalanche on the left side. Everything is cascading down. Braun Balkowski is on the end, and Blake Gunner, what a block. to get Davis Penn in the end zone. Tremendous job for the second series in a row by the Carroll Dragons.
Strange on for the Tommy Pennington Compass Group point after try. And it is up and good. So an 8-play, 57-yard drive for Carroll that took 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Ended with Davis Penn's 14th rushing touchdown of the season and gives Carroll a 14-0 lead over Central with 4:42 to go in the first on the Dragon Sports Network.
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Dragons lead by 2 touchdowns, 14-0. The Massaro kickoff coming off the foot of Strange. And this will be returnable again. Brown going to field it at the goal line. Gets to the 20-yard line and hit there along the Carroll sideline. Kickoffs powered by Massaro Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Massaro and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Massaro, where love is always on the house. 22-yard return for Brown. And looks like Strange is making these, is purposely not kicking them out of the back of the end zone. They want Central to return some of these kicks.
Yeah, and something we don't talk a lot about with Strange. He's a great kicker, and he does a phenomenal job. And, you know, it's always a weapon when you can directionally place a kick at any time, especially teams.
Central trying to get it going here. Smith, the quarterback, will keep it again, and he is going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss by William Chen, the first one there. Loses a yard.
Again, William Chen right off that edge. Assignment football, he's staying home and not falling for the give and taking out Landon Smith, who's really the central part of this offense.
Got a great night tonight, 71 degrees. You're in Keller. Might just be maybe the second game all year where you wouldn't have described it as hot. 2nd and 11. Smith keeping it again with running room this time up to the 30, and a nice open field tackle made there by Ethan Fisher after a 9-yard gain.
Again, a little zone read with Landon Smith, and he keeps it this time. Gets around the edge, and big stop by Ethan Fisher. You know, we talked about Landon Smith, and Coach Vance has as well. He's just a competitor. He wants to enforce his will on any game to try to get this offense out in front.
3rd and short, and they get to them in the backfield, bring him down for a sack. Zach Hayes there to take down Smith, and it'll be 4th down.
Again, Zach Hayes, we talk about the tremendous effort he brings, you know, especially, you know, coming here right on the line, getting through, and tremendous hit on Landon Smith. Zach Hayes is the guy who's stepped up. He's a versatile. He can play on the line. He can drop back in linebacker, and he can get to the quarterback.
Smith loses 6 on the play, and you talked about chemistry for this team. You see Jack Van Dorsler running up to his teammate after the stop to celebrate with him. So Smith to punt again. Dragons almost get there. Another low one. Harris is going to let it roll. And maybe the smart thing to do, if that's how they hit all night, just to avoid any miscues. 36-yard punt that time.
Yeah, and it's tough if you're Carroll Central, right? Because you're still punting. You're not really flipping the field at all. You're giving, you know, an easy field for the Dragon offense to work with, and really where their offense kind of thrives at. And so, Central, you're doing the best you can. You just got to continue to try to keep the Southlake offense off the field.
That has been the best defense for opponents so far this year. Teams that hang around with the Dragons for a while, able to put together some long drives in the first half. Renda will give to Penn on first down. He is slung forward across the 45.
Again, I love the idea of just getting behind this big offensive line, and great block by Will Barley there at the center. Call to action tonight. And great vision again by Penn, just following his blocks and getting to the second level. It makes it an easy night when there's no penetration and there's nothing on this defensive line that's preventing Penn on that second level.
Aiden Snow took him down after a gain of 6. Movement up front. Flag comes out.
False start penalty against Carroll.
Dragons flagged for the false start, so that'll move him back 5. Uncharacteristic for this Dragon offense. First penalty against Carroll tonight. He's 2nd and 7, maybe 8. Another flag comes out. Get flagged for a second consecutive false start.
Penalty again against Carroll.
The Dragons behind the sticks for the first time today.
Down at 13.
They bring tight end off the field, put in an extra receiver now on 2nd and long.
And watch over here to the right. This is what Riley tends to like to do a lot, is bring the receivers in and get some more room there on the back end. But great job, great little pitch out to Davis Penn.
Across midfield to the 45. And backing him up, didn't matter. Davis Penn picks up 22. Get a first down anyway.
It makes it hard. You're so worried about everything the Dragons can do. And then you bring the receivers in, you get some blocking the edge, you get Blake Gunter out there, gives him some green space, and then you get Davis Penn out in the open. That makes it for a very easy 2nd and long to get those yardage for Penn.
First down at the 42. We tick just over a minute to go in quarter number 1. Penn trying to pick his way through the left side of the line. About 4 yards on the play. Been a big first quarter for Penn.
Yeah, keeping it on the ground, and great job by the Carroll O-line. Yeah, Nathan Domraki out there leading the way on the counter. And again, Penn is finding his fit, and he's following his blocks, and he's doing what he should be doing, and he's getting the ball down the field.
He's already got 45 rushing yards tonight. They send him out in motion to the flat. Renda under pressure, throws it down the middle of the field. He's got Boyd down there, and just off of his fingertips, he snuck behind the secondary. Austin Martin came in late, but Boyd got a hand on it just out of his reach.
Well, you love to see this. Finally, good thing about this is Renda knew where Boyd was going to be, and he threw it before he was even out of his route, and Boyd wants that back. Again, plenty of opportunities for that connection. But honestly, great job by just Renda staying poised in the pocket with the blitz coming on the edge.
Maybe 2 down territory here, or 4 down territory here for Carroll as Mackey goes in motion left to right. It's 3rd down and 6. Renda with a flat. Penn dropped it. They're going to say it was a forward pass or behind the line of scrimmage. Rule it an incomplete pass. So Carroll will not lose any yardage on that play. Penn jumped on it anyway just to be safe. It is 4th down, and it looks like they're leaving the offense out there.
Yeah, it was a good call. Chris, you said it's 2 down territory here. And it is a good call by the Dragon offense, kind of in that no man's land.
Much too far for a field goal, more than likely. You don't gain a ton by punting it away at this point on the field. Renda will throw. Pressure coming from the backside. Gets it away along the Carroll sideline, and it is complete. Boyd goes down to a knee to haul it in. Gains 17 yards.
Again, I love the poise of Angel Renda sitting in the pocket. On his backside, he's got the rush coming in. He doesn't see it, but he can feel it. He delivers a strike on a little comeback route from Brock Boyd. And great eyes by Brock Boyd on hauling in the catch and getting the first down.
Could be the last play of the quarter if they snap it at all. They do. They'll hand it to Penn on the ground, just back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and that will do it here for quarter number 1. So after one quarter here at Keller ISD Athletic Complex, the score, Carroll 14, Central nothing on the Dragon Sports Network.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
Start of the second quarter here from Keller ISD Athletic Complex. I'm Chris, he's Robert. Dragons lead at 14-0, and have looked good on both sides of the ball so far. As Dragon offense comes back onto the field, Christian Glenn in there at running back. We just saw Davis Penn helped off, so we will keep an eye on him as we progress tonight. Carroll 146 first quarter yards, just 16 for Central. Penn had 6 carries for 48 yards and a touchdown in that quarter. He carried for no gain back to the line of scrimmage on first down, and now on 2nd and 10, Renda will throw for the end zone, look into the corner, and it falls incomplete. Boyd was the guy he was trying to get it to. Austin Moon in coverage.
Again, good coverage by Carroll Central. We talked about the Coach Vance, this week, talking about, bringing some complexity to the defense. You'll see them a little bit going from a 4-man front to a 3-man front as well. And he's establishing a new identity on this Central defense.
So on 3rd and 10. Again, Glenn in the backfield. Renda drops back, steps up, throws inside the 10-yard line, and it falls incomplete again. In coverage, it was Austin Moon. He was looking for Brody Knowles. Moon's looked good on the last couple of plays for this Central defense.
Big play by Austin Moon here. Renda steps up, delivers a really good ball, to Knowles, and a tremendous play by Austin Moon.
So they are going to send the field goal unit on this time. 43-yard attempt for Strange. Field goal tries presented by the Tommy Pennington Compass Group. The holder is Zach Hayes. Snap is down. The kick is up from 43. And Strange splits the uprights with plenty of room to spare. A long field goal by Gavin Strange. That is his longest of the year. 5 of 6 on field goal tries now for Strange this season, and it puts Carroll on top 17-0 with 11:46 to go in the second quarter on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Dragons lead at 17-0 after a 43-yard field goal by Gavin Strange that capped a 10-play, 40-yard drive. Took 2 minutes, 55 seconds off the clock. We are just into the second quarter of play. All kickoffs powered by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. Strange boots this one away. This one will go into the end zone after a couple of returnable kicks for the Chargers. And they'll start at the 25. A reminder, in 2 weeks when we begin the playoffs, these broadcasts on the Dragon Sports Network will be audio only. So you will not have the video to accompany Robert and my lovely voices. But we will have a score bug at the bottom of the screen for you. So if you join, we'll be keeping you up to date on the score and time left in each quarter. But know that anytime you click into the game, that information will be available. So Central takes over here, down 3 scores, 17-0. Smith looking to throw, throws over the middle, and it is intercepted. Picked off at the 40-yard line by Taven Coons again. A flag comes out on the return. And Taven Coons has an interception for the second straight week, his third of the season.
We talked about Taven Coons last week, made a big play, and watch him just keeps his eyes on the quarterback. A great little break on the ball. And Taven Coons, second interception in 2 weeks. Great job by the young man.
Returns at 28 yards, but it's going to come back a little bit. Block in the back against the Dragons on the return.
Block in the back penalty goes against Carroll.
Still Dragons ball, but something we're starting to see from this Carroll defense that wasn't as much a part of the game early in the season is forcing turnovers.
Well, and I think that comes as you build a chemistry with the group, and as games progress, you get a little more settled in. The game starts to slow down a little bit. You know your assignment, and it allows you to play faster and allows those playmakers to develop, Chris.
Again, Coons' third pick of the year. Dragon defense only has 6. He's got half of them. Dragons have it at the 35 after the penalty. Boyd in motion right to left. Flip it out to him in the backfield. He's going to throw now down the sideline looking for Knowles, and it is incomplete. Underthrown just a little bit. Boyd's probably saying, give me another shot.
Well, again, we don't see it a lot, but again, there is a little bit of understanding this play. It is a backwards pass, and so he gets out to Boyd. He gets up. You don't see it a lot of him throwing down the field, but again, Dragons kind of pulling out a few wrinkles here in the playbook.
2 backs in the backfield now alongside Renda. They throw it into the flat. Gunter back to the line of scrimmage. Davis Penn back out there, by the way. Good to see for the Dragons.
Yeah, that's a great relief for the Dragons that he's back and it wasn't anything serious. But again, we've seen the Charger defense starting to make some adjustments. I think this comes from Coach Vance and his staff a little bit. You're going to see this from time to time. They play in spurts, and sometimes they look like a team that is progressing, and sometimes they take a little retraction. But past 2 series, a decent job by the Central defense.
3rd and 10 now. Play clock down to 10. 2 receivers tight to the formation on each side. One goes in motion. That's Glenn. They will keep it on the ground with Penn. Full head of steam running across the 25 inside the 20 for the first down, and then some. Gets a block down the sideline and brought down inside the 5. Flag comes out on the backside of the play. Thought they ruled him down inside the 5, but it looks like they're going to say he got into the end zone for the touchdown. However, this is likely coming back.
And again, just a little inside zone here. Great job, by the Dragon backside. And then, just a monstrous hit by Trent Wilson. Unbelievable, maybe the hit of the year. That was on Hayden Snow, number 17. And then Davis Penn finding the end zone.
Snow is the player down for the Chargers. As the officials discuss this one at the 30-yard line. Up on his feet is Snow. helped off by the athletic training staff. Fist bump from his head coach. Or coordinator, I should say. Vance was over along the sideline. And he's got another look at this.
Another big hit. You see, you watch Trent Wilson here just coming, from the front side. It doesn't look to be a legal hit by any means, but we'll see what the refs say.
He's also running step for step with Tristan Dare, ran into Trent Wilson. Officials now on both sidelines talking to each head coach, and they are going to move this back.
Penalty called against the Dragons, so the touchdown is no good.
See the officials talking to Riley Dodge along the far sideline. I don't think there was an announcement. A 13-yard run, 15-yard penalty. So the ball is spotted at the 37, third 12. Motion receiver out. Leave it on the ground again. This time it's Christian Glenn, right sideline and out of bounds. Fourth down coming up here for the Dragons. After a gain of 10 for Christian Glenn. We'll see if they go for it or kick. It looks like the offense is lining up to go for it on fourth down again. Glenn in the backfield. Two receivers each side. You go under 10 minutes in the second quarter. Central moving some players around up front. Gunter in motion. Play clock down to 5. Renda gets the snap off. Fumbles the football, and it's picked up by the Chargers. Running the other way with it for Central. Being chased from behind by Brock Boyd. And it is going to be a touchdown on the fumble return of 70 yards. By Braden Nichols, the sophomore linebacker, picked it up after Renda and Glenn could not complete the exchange. The fumble return for the touchdown makes it a 17-6 game.
It looks like he's held it a little too long for the keeper, and then big play by the Chargers. Going the distance and picking up the fumble recovery. You saw a little switch there from Coach Vance. He went from a 3-man front to a 4-man front. Again, great awareness by the Chargers defense.
Nichols' first fumble recovery of the season. And it gets Central on the board. When the offense is struggling, a little spark from the defense can get some things going. Now there is more discussion. Oh, they're waiting for the kicking ball to be put into play.
Kicker Jace Lauder on to attempt.
Jace Lauder, the kicker for Central. Try the extra point. Smith, the quarterback, is the holder. Kick is up and it's blocked. Now Dragons scoop it up. We have a foot race going the other way now. Down the left sideline for the Dragons goes Busman, and he is into the end zone, 84 yards on the return. And on back-to-back plays, we've got about 150 yards of wind sprints.
An incredible job by the Dragon defense here in the special teams. A huge block. I believe that's Ethan Fisher?
Yep.
And big play by Luke Busman. This is the second big play by Luke Busman this game, and he takes to the distance. You get him out in stride, it's good. Watch Ethan Fisher here. This is a tremendous play by Ethan Fisher, just getting there in front of the Central defender and getting his guy into the end zone. Great job by the Dragon special teams.
Now 19-6 in favor of the Dragons. Carroll's come up with big plays on special teams all year. We've seen some blocked punts. I think that's the first blocked kick that we've seen from the Carroll defense, or Carroll special teams, I should say.
It's a great job getting off the edge. And again, that doesn't happen by accident. That's something they see during the week, and they practice all week, and they execute. And we talk about the execution on the Dragons.
So if there was a little juice in this place that was picked up by the touchdown, maybe some of it let out after Carroll returns it for 2. And we've seen Central have a tough time punting the ball. This is the first time we will see Chargers on a kickoff. But Carroll has its return men way up in Christian Glenn and Brock Boyd. They're at the 15. Water will kick it away. Kickoff's powered by Macero. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. Short kick fielded at the 20 by Brock Boyd. Gets to the left sideline, has some blockers in front of him, and out across the 40-yard line he goes. Or another drive that will start in good field position for Carroll after a 22-yard return.
Yeah, special teams for the Central Chargers hasn't been their specialty tonight. It really hasn't done a lot of justice for them. Again, giving a great opportunity for this Dragon offense.
Feed Store Barbecue halftime show coming up in 9.5 minutes of game time. And to let you know, leading into it, we will not be able to bring you the performance by the Carroll Band and Emerald Bells tonight due to some copyright issues. So Robert and I will tell some jokes.
Serenade you, and buckle in. It will be a wonderful halftime show.
On first down, Penn, big hole up the middle across the 50 and gets the first down. 11 more yards for the junior. Carroll offense moving quickly here. Back to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. Snap it again, give it to Penn again. Another play up the gut across the 40 and another first down.
Again, you're seeing the tempo with the Dragon offense. There's 2 straight plays where you're seeing the inside zone here, cutting back into the backside. It's a great job by Tristan Darrow sealing off that back end. And again, Penn's just following the big guys, getting in the second level, and doing what he does best, runs hard, and runs with authority.
He gets a breather after picking up 2 first downs on back-to-back plays. Bobrovsky goes in motion to the left side. Glenn in there at running back now. Renda to Gunter in the flat, runs into his own guy, bounces off it, and trying to fight forward for yardage, but not much he can do there as Boyd was driven back into Gunter. No gain on the play.
Again, you're seeing the effort by the Charger defense, and you see it on film, and they do give tremendous effort. It's a numbers game for this Charger defense, but again, big stop against this Dragon offense.
2nd and 10. Renda picks up the snap to Glenn up the middle, up 3 yards or so.
It's been a great job so far for Will Barley in that center. He's had some great snaps all game so far, and they're really leaning on this offensive line, and it starts there in the interior. It's a great job by the young man so far tonight.
Mackey checks in, slot receiver, lining up on the right side. Third down. Over there with Boyd. And on 3rd down, Renda looking to pass, has Glenn wide open in the flat, makes the catch and gets across the marker for easily, loses the ball on the hit. And did it go out of bounds before the Chargers recovered? They're going to confer along the far sideline. They're going to say it went out of bounds. It is still Dragons' ball, but Glenn was hit and coughed it up.
Again, looking at the checkdowns for Renda, he sees on the back end is pretty covered. And great job by just distributing out into the flats to Christian Glenn. And Christian Glenn, he can accelerate once he gets the ball. It was a big hit by the Charger defense.
Oh, they're saying he stepped out of bounds before the hit. Not that it was not recovered by the Chargers. Penn with it for the Dragons inside the 10. Dragged down.
When you get in this red zone, lean on this Dragon offensive line, getting behind big left tackle Luke Wilson and left guard Trent Wilson. Davis Penn, this is where the Dragon offense likes to lean on this offensive line. And Chris also loves to throw to targets. And Knowles is one of those targets here in the end zone.
Penn picked up 6 on first down. Knowles, the lone receiver on that left side of the formation. Got Gunter in the slot and Boyd wide to the right side. But they will keep it on the ground with Penn. He gets inside the 5, moving the pile forward down to the 2-yard line. 6 more. It'll be first and goal.
Again, starting at that center spot, Will Barley and the left guard Trent Wilson and left tackle Luke Wilson doing a tremendous job on really just opening up those holes on that side. The combination blocks there and getting Penn into the second level.
Why not? Give it to him again. Trying to get in is pushed back. Good push up front by this Chargers defensive line. Led by Bryson Barden. No gain on the play.
And this is a defensive line, Coach Vance has said, has showed a lot of promise in spurts over the year. It's just that consistency factor on the Charger D-line.
Got one receiver up to the right side. Renda going to keep it. He's going to be hit, and he's going to be stopped before he can get into the end zone. Another big push by this front. Jake Richards leading the charge. They've got a couple of defensive tackles in there. And Richards and Ian Davidson, numbers 44 and 56. You mentioned they went to kind of 2 defensive tackles.
Does a great job by Jake Richards playing off the block and getting Angelo Renda, who's a slippery quarterback. He's got some speed and some moves.
10th play of the drive. 3rd and goal from the 2 for the 3rd time. Boyd and Knowles both out to the right side. And Eric Vance was trying to call a timeout, didn't get it. Instead, Renda gets into the end zone for the touchdown. 25-6 Dragons.
It's a great job by Angelo Renda, just following here on the backside, reading the defensive end and the outside linebacker, and great job on pulling it up and finding it to pay dirt. And as you said, Coach Vance was trying to call a timeout. He couldn't do it, but great read by the young QB and Angelo Renda.
Another long drive for the Dragons. 10 plays, 59 yards, 4.5 minutes. Tommy Pennington Compass Group point after is good off the foot of Gavin Strange. And with 4:57 to go in the second, Carroll 26, Central 6 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
Just under 5 minutes to go before halftime. Dragons up 26-6 after another 10-play drive, their second of the night. All kickoffs powered by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pre-game, post-game this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. So Strange to kick this one away. And Robert mentioned the 2 10-yard or 10-play drives. Carroll has also had an 8-play drive tonight as this kickoff is going to go through the end zone. Those are some longer drives from this Carroll offense. We've oftentimes seen them score quickly, but putting together some longer drives that have taken significant time off the clock tonight.
Well, absolutely. I think as a, if I was a lineman down there, I love the quick strikes. Get me back on the bench, give me some water, and let me kind of sloth out and relax a little bit. But it's great as you're a coach. If you're a coach, you know, you love seeing those drives being put together, chewing some time up, and then, you know, executing. Knowing that you can do that over the course of the field, it's a great development opportunity for the Carroll offense.
The Central offense back out onto the field, some motion, and into the backfield. They bid on the fake. Instead, Smith has it, then flips it to Brown, running along the numbers, and finally tackled inside the 25-yard line is the senior Jordan Brown, who came in motion on the play and picks up 49 yards.
Again, getting speed where it matters most. You saw Van Dorsel here crash down. They're reading his crash down, and great little kind of option jet sweep here by Landon Smith to Jordan Brown, and you can see the speed on the outside of what Jordan Brown can do.
Fisher finally able to track him down. Brown goes in motion again, same way. This time they do keep it on the ground, and Martin is hit right at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Getting off the bottom of that pile is Zach Hayes.
Jack Van Dorsel is such a missile coming off that edge. They're trying to find some way to slow down his disruption in the backfield, and they're making a big key on him on seeing where he's going to go and what he's going to attack.
The center, Logan DeHaro, moving a little bit slowly for the Chargers before this second down play. 2nd and 10. Longest play of the night, by the way, for the Chargers offense as Martin gets it again. Picks up a couple of yards to the 25. Just one. That's Steve Hunt.
Brought down by Jackson Oakley.
Oakley on the stop. Well, the Central offense has had trouble moving the ball. You've joined us late. The 6 points for Central came on a fumble return for a touchdown. Trips left here on 3rd down. Dragons have a few guys well off the line of scrimmage. Pressure comes. Smith steps up, throws over the middle, and this one is caught inside the 5-yard line. Called in by Vincent Beck, their leading receiver, and it'll be 1st and goal.
We talk about the poise of Landon Smith. He's a true leader of this team. He feels the pressure. He steps up, delivers a monster strike to Vincent Beck right when they needed it. Great catch by Vincent, putting them in a scoring opportunity here for the Charger offense. First time all night.
22 yards on the catch as Dragons get into the backfield immediately and bring Martin down for a big loss on the play, back to the 7-yard line. Lost 3.
And who else is it? It's William Chin. Watch him come off the edge here, ladies and gentlemen. He's been doing this all year, and he's developed it. He's developing a knack to get to the ball. Tremendous playmaking ability by William Chin.
Dragons loaded up right side of that Central offense and brought the house. Brown goes in motion here. Smith keeps it on the ground, and he is hit hard as he tried to turn the corner around that offensive line. Browse on the stop.
A big hit by Marcus Browse, and credit to the Dragon linebacker staying home and playing their assignment. Good job by Marcus Browse. Big stop.
So Carroll has pushed him back a few yards from the original line of scrimmage, and now it is 3rd and goal. Ball spotted at the 6. Brown in motion again, left to right, and movement up front. A couple of flags fly. And that is going to move him back 5 more.
Austin Smith so fast off is going to catch up with him. So
mentioned teams can't have the self-inflicted stuff against Carroll. Although Chargers haven't committed many penalties tonight.
They haven't committed any, but it's been opportunistic in terms of, you know, when you're right in here in the red zone at the opportunity to score, you can't have those type of plays.
Play clock running down. Smith gets the snap, and Vance had called the timeout before they were able to get the snap off. So with a minute to go before halftime, it is Carroll 26, Central 6. Take a break and come back for this third down play on the Dragon Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whitechapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Central uses its second timeout of the half here with a minute to go for a third and goal play from way back at their own, or at the Dragon 13.
Third down for Central.
Martin in the game at running back. They've got a couple extra blockers in along the line, 2 receivers left. Smith going to try to keep it himself and just gets up to the 10-yard line. Picks up a couple of yards, but on third and goal.
It was a very interesting call, Chris. You figured they'd at least draw back, try to get into the end zone in some aspect. And again, that's Landon Smith trying to be a leader of that offense and trying to make something happen. But I think you've got to go for the end zone on that, Chris. You've got to get something that gets across and at least take a chance.
Now the Dragons will call a timeout before this field goal try.
That's their first of the first half.
For Jace Lauder will be from 27. Coming up, Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. Just a reminder, if you are expecting to see the Dragon Band, we unfortunately will not be able to bring you that performance due to some copyright issues with the music. So we'll talk you through some playoff scenarios, some of the other scores in the district. There's some big games just around North Texas that have playoff implications, district titles on the line, things like that. What Robert did for Halloween, all kinds of good stuff.
Well, I know everyone at home is waiting on hands and knees to figure out what our Halloween experience was like. I can maybe preview this. You might have seen me on Kimball Avenue in between the times of 8 and 8:30 last night.
Very specific time frame.
Oh, I get tired. I get winded pretty quickly, Chris.
There's 33 seconds to go in the quarter. And Lauder is out for the field goal try, again from 27, out of the hold of Landon Smith. Snap is down. This one is up. It is low, but it does clear the crossbar. With 28 seconds to go before halftime, it is now Carroll 26 and Central 9 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. It's no secret, Southlake Carroll students have a long history of success. Protect the Tradition speaks to the success Carroll students have achieved in the past, both on and off the field. Games aren't won on game day. It's hours and hours of practice, working together, and trust in the process that builds confidence that leads our students to achieve extraordinary results. Like the Dragons, our team at Mills Wealth has a long history of success. We're celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping clients make wise decisions about money. If we can help you, check us out online at millswealthadvisors.com.
Jace Lauder field goal makes it 26-9 in favor of the Dragons. Capped a 9-play, 65-yard drive that took 4.5 minutes. See Brock Boyd there getting set to receive this one for Carroll. Don't forget the Dragons do get the ball in the second half. The way Central is lined up here, maybe some trickery with just 28 seconds left. Now they break the huddle, get into a regular formation.
Christian Glenn and Brock Boyd back to receive the kick.
Glenn and Boyd back to receive. Returnable for Glenn, fielded at the 5-yard line, has to turn its body to reverse course. Now running across the 20 with some blockers in front of him across the 40 with more running room, cuts back across the 50. Christian Glenn is going to take this one all the way back before halftime. A 95-yard return for Christian Glenn. However, there is a flag at midfield. It's right about where he made his cutback towards the center of the field. See if we can pick anything up here. Say it was a block in the back. There it is. And Fisher, I believe it was Braden Nichols, the sophomore who returned that fumble earlier for Central. That was in line to maybe slow down Christian Glenn. So this backs him up to the 40.
You know what Ethan sees, right? But you just got to be careful. It's one of those plays you just got to get the hands off and just keep running. He's out of the play. But again, tremendous job by Christian Glenn. We talk about his dynamic and his special play ability. He is a special athlete.
Dragons have been creative in finding ways to get the ball in his hands. You've seen his versatility. He's lined up in the slot at running back. He's returning kicks. Glenn has been all over the place. Pen motions out here with 12 seconds to go in the half. Renda drops back, throws over the middle. This one's complete wide open. Caden Mackey gets down inside the 35. And Dragons getting there quickly. Riley Dodge will go ahead and use a timeout. With 4 seconds to go, they're going to give Strange a shot at another field goal here.
Again, great job by Renda. Great protection by the Carroll offensive line. And then you have sophomore Caden Mackey. Great little post route here right down the middle. And good job by the young man on getting on the hands and getting upfield. That's a great pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver.
So 4 seconds left in the half. Strange is going to get another shot at a field goal. It is going to be from 49. He hit from 43 earlier in the half. So this would be a season long for Strange. Snap is down, kick is up, plenty of distance, and it is no good. He missed it wide to the left, but plenty of leg behind it for Gavin Strange. Shows the Dragons that they do have a weapon in the kicking game. We don't get to see a ton of it because Carroll scores so many touchdowns, but certainly there as we get ready to head into the postseason. So we've reached halftime here at Keller ISD Athletic Complex. Again, if you are just joining us, we will not be bringing you the performances from the Emerald Bells or the Dragon Band tonight due to some copyright issues with the music. So instead, we will take a couple of breaks, come back, talk stats, talk other scores, talk playoffs, all that kind of stuff coming up on the Feed Store Barbecue Halftime Show. The score, once again, Carroll 26, Central 9 on the Dragon Sports Network.
For your next family get-together, church event, or corporate outing, well, leave the cooking to Feed Store Barbecue in Southlake. Feed Store has everything you need to make everyone happy with delicious barbecue, fixings, and desserts. And the best part, they'll set it all up for you, and they'll take it away when you're done. All you have to do is eat. Call us at 817-488-1445 or online at feedstorebbq.com. Go Dragons.
Dr. Angela Bowers would like to invite you to visit Southlake Dermatology, which serves patients throughout the Metroplex in medical, surgical, and cosmetic dermatology. We recommend always using a zinc oxide sunscreen, such as Elta MD, and utilizing HelioCare, which is a sun protective pill. We have seen the incidence of skin cancers on the rise, including melanoma, which is the most harmful type. With yearly skin checks, we will be able to find skin cancer much earlier. Read about skin cancer and sunscreen options online at southlakedermatology.com.
Hello, Dragon fans. I'm Stephen Nelson, partner at Mills Wealth. Our team is celebrating our 25th year anniversary of helping Dragons succeed financially. As an independent firm, we aren't owned by a bank or an insurance company. Instead, we're fiduciaries doing only what we believe is best for our clients. If your finances need a second opinion, or would like to tap into our expertise, come meet with our certified financial planners or CPAs and learn how we can help you win just like the Dragons. Look us up online or give us a call at millswealthadvisors.com.
As a Dragon, it's all about protecting the tradition. As a church, it's our mission to make more deeply committed followers of Jesus. This is Todd Renner from White's Chapel in Southlake. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been a part of this community. And though times have changed, our need for the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to worship and grow and serve, our need to shine the light into the darkness hasn't. That's why White's Chapel is a church where tradition meets today.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
Welcome back to Keller ISD Athletic Complex. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton here on the Feed Store Barbecue halftime show. And again, you see a still image of the Dragon Band as to protect any copyright issues for the music that the Emerald Bells are dancing to or that the band is playing here tonight. But Robert, good first half for the Dragons. Central able to get on the board due to a turnover, but all in all, positive performance for Carroll.
Yeah, I think Carroll's doing what Carroll does, right? They start fast, they quick score, they put some good drives together. The defense has, really been dominant. I mean, to be honest with you, they haven't allowed a lot with Keller Central, and Keller Central on the flip side hasn't been able to do a lot. Now, what you are seeing a Keller Central team that we talked about that is going to fight. They're going to fight hard, and they're going to go to the whistle. It's just really a depleted team, Chris. We had counted about 36 people dressed out on Keller Central's side, and then you lose your left guard to injury that takes you down to 35. So it's just a tough night for Carroll.
Said the Central. Keller Central.
Keller Central.
There we go.
Thank you.
Said the Dragons' defense has been dominant. They've allowed just 84 yards tonight and just 2 first downs. Steve Hunt's stat board, 51 rushing yards for Central, just 33 through the air, though they did have the big one there right at the end of the half to get him inside the 5-yard line, but were ultimately forced to settle for 3. For the Dragons, 189 total yards, 8 first downs, 96 rushing yards, and 93 passing yards. It's amazing how the balance shakes out for Carroll at the end of each half. Even if you don't realize what we're watching, like it feels like Davis Penn has just been racking up the yardage, but sneakily, Angelo Renda has 93 passing yards too.
Yeah, this is a credit to the Dragon offense, right? I mean, I think you think they're one dimension, but they're multi-dimensional. And they do it in the air and the run, but they're also doing it on the special teams. They're being effective on all sides of the ball. But the Carroll offense, that's what we talk about. They're not always an air raid team. They start with the run first. They open up the pass. Tonight they started with a little bit of the pass first and then started to open up the run.
Well, I know something that Riley Dodge talked about earlier this week that will get under your skin is they count the flips to the receivers as passing plays, and I know you offensive linemen want those to count for your rushing yards.
Well, 100%. But I think at any time, you're going to take what you can get. But you got to make the big guys happy, Chris.
No, we saw Christian Glenn pick up a big chunk of yardage on one of those plays. They also tried one to Brock Boyd that just was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. One of the things uncharacteristic for the Dragons tonight: 4 penalties, 35 yards. Central, just 1 penalty. It was a false start, though, down in the red zone that pushed him back towards the end of the half. 1 turnover for each side. Dragons more explosive plays. They've had 3 plays that have gone for more than 20 yards. Individually for Carroll, Rendas, 6 of 10, mentioned those 93 passing yards and a touchdown. Boyd, 2 catches, 51 yards and a score. And Davis Penn has been the leader offensively for the Dragons, 13 carries for 108 yards and a touchdown. His third 100-yard gain. Also had 33 rushing yards on the last drive alone. So Davis Penn now continues just to be the bell cow for this Dragon offense. We told you since Wormley went out, averaging over 100 rushing yards a game. He's already over the century mark in the first half.
Well, it's impressive. You know, we talked about Davis Penn, his impact since Wormley's got out, but I wouldn't say it's really an impact. Davis Penn has always been there. He's always been a dynamic, that 1-2 punch. It could have been one or it could be either or. He's just done a fantastic job, and he's picked up, for a guy who doesn't get a lot of yards here in the second halves of ball games, and is usually getting all of his yards and going off the century mark by halftime.
Told you that the Dragons are looking to go 10-0 for the 20th time in school history tonight and continue this streak of playoff appearances. Here's a list of the longest active playoff streaks in DFW, any classification, and it's a list entirely blue blood programs here, and I think you know it, but it just kind of shows you the impact when you see this list of schools that Carroll's on.
Yeah, you have Salina, Highland Park, Aledo, DeSoto, Allen, and South Oak Cliff. I mean, these are perennial powers that we see, year in, year out. And again, maybe this is my claim to fame as a Carroll Dragon, but that 99 team was my senior year. And so I'm glad we could, we messed the streak up just a little bit. For Dragon Nation. But, just phenomenal job. I think that's a credit just to the community. It's the support of the program. It's the kids. It's the coaching staffs that have come through here. And, we talked to even Coach Vance, who was part of the Carroll staff in 2015. And, you learn so much from being around, just the Dragons, the tradition, and what it means. And it shows up here on the playoff streak.
There's a few other ones that are longer around the state. Galena Park North Shore, 31 years. That's tied with Salina. Katy has made it 34 years in a row. And Austin Westlake has made the playoffs 37 years in a row. The last time they missed it was 1987. So Austin Westlake coming up on 40 straight playoff appearances here in a few years. So
incredible.
Impressive streak there, and good company for the Dragons to be in. Not that they're as close to 37, but got some work to do to get there. But 25 playoff appearances in a row, certainly impressive for Carroll as well. Also mentioned the Dragons en route to their 20th ever 10-0 regular season. And a lot of those have come really since the turn of the 21st century, since it sounds
Don't
odd
say
to,
it like that.
It sounds odd to say that.
Don't say it like that,
Turn of the
Chris.
century sounds like we're talking about
Good
1900.
gosh.
But since the year 2000, in the Todd Dodge era, and now Wasson and the Riley Dodge, the unbeaten regular seasons have started to come with more frequency for Carroll.
Yeah, and I think that's it. Also comes with, part of it is the community's part of the tradition, but it's also the Metroplex as a whole. You're seeing, more schools, not saying that, districts aren't as strong, but you're seeing more disparity across the way. But again, testament to the Dragons. I mean, this is what this is the culture. This is what, they go into, and this is what they expect year in, year out. And it's incredible.
It's interesting to see how the trends change and how the districts change as DFW grows outward in just about every direction. And now you have powers, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit, as far north as Prosper and as far west as Aledo. And there's schools out on, I don't know if you would call them the exurbs, but they're not right in the heart of Dallas and Tarrant counties that are starting to put together some dominant teams. But here at halftime at Keller ISD Stadium, the score is Carroll 26 and Central 9. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go through some scores from around the area, talk about some playoff scenarios, and there's a couple of games out there at different classifications that could decide district titles tonight. All that coming up next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Feed Store Barbecue on Whitechapel Boulevard in Southlake's been serving up great food to Dragon fans for over 20 years. Chopped brisket, pulled pork, and their signature ribs are just some of the reasons that people in Dragon Nation love Feed Store Barbecue. Call-in orders are welcome. They'd be happy to bring it out to your car if you want them to, or your truck. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Hey, you Dragon fans, it's Julie Walter with the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title in Southlake. I have some great news for all you homeowners. With school and football in full swing, this season will still be a great time to buy, sell, or refinance your home. At the start of football season, we will still see families moving into the Southlake area. Call your friends at the Baker Firm to get more information, and I promise you we will provide a smooth closing from beginning to end for your Dragon family. With our real estate attorney, Chris Baker, on hand 24/7, you will be sure to score a touchdown closing in our office. Protect the tradition with the Baker Firm.
At AC Pros, we are a family-owned company that has been in business for 27 years in the DFW Metroplex. At AC Pros, we offer air conditioning and heating services, maintenance and sales, and we are a certified trained dealer. Protect against the Texas heat or the cold in the winter with attic insulation, radiant barrier, or window replacement options. Contact us today for a complimentary energy analysis and air quality test. AC Pros, online at acprostx.com. Go Dragons!
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, offering dependable nationwide coverage on all three major networks, so you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to in your area, minus the leftist propaganda. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and our military, veterans, and first responder heroes. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. Keep your phone and keep your number, too. Just go to patriotmobile.com/dragons or call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today with the offer code DRAGONS.
The Dragon Den is your home for the best selection of Dragon fan gear in town. We offer many styles and sizes, and we're your Dragon Hat headquarters. 100% of your purchase supports our student athletes and UIL sports grades 7 through 12. We're open weekly during all home football games and most Tuesdays and Fridays 11 to 2. We're everything Dragon. Interested in volunteering with us? We need adult and high school volunteers to work during hours we are open. That's the Dragon Den at Dragon Stadium. Go Dragons!
Dragons up 26-9 at halftime. Feed Store Barbecue halftime show here on the Dragon Sports Network. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton. As we talk you through halftime tonight, again, no band performances tonight due to some copyright issues. So you get us for 20-ish minutes or so here tonight. As we talked about this one just a few minutes ago. Now let's look at some scores from around the area. In District 4-6A, Byron Nelson handling LD Bell 17-3. That one is also at halftime. The other game going on tonight, Trinity taking on Northwest. Trojans lead at 28-10 at the half. And then one game last night in district play, Eaton at home beats Timber Creek 28-21 behind a couple of touchdown passes from Timber Creek quarterback Carson Porter. Now, Robert and I were sitting here with our calculators and our abacus before the game started, trying to figure out what the playoff situation looked like in District 4-6A, and we ultimately figured out that 4 playoff teams are essentially decided. Northwest at 4-2 has a couple of games left tonight against Trinity and next week against Timber Creek. Losing right now to Trinity, and even if Northwest were to lose to Timber Creek, they've already beaten both Keller and Eaton, and the best either one of those schools can finish is 4-4. So even if you had 3 4-4 teams, Northwest will have been the one that beat the other 2. So Carroll 7-0 has already wrapped up a playoff berth, as has Trinity. Byron Nelson at 4-2, mentioned right now, is taking care of business against LD Bell and takes on this Central team next week. So it looks like that is what the 4 playoff teams would be from District 4-6A. And in that scenario, Carroll and Northwest would go Division 2, I believe. And Byron Nelson and Trinity would go Division 1. Northwest, the second lowest enrollment in the district. Central has the lowest. Trinity, of course, the largest school in the district. That's usually the case with whatever district the Trojans are in. So that's how that would shake out for the Dragons. They will be the number 1 seed in Division 2. We don't yet know when the Dragons will play their first round playoff game. It will be the weekend of the 14th, 15th, 16th of November, and it will be against a team from District 3-6A. That's how the first round matches up. In that district, Crowley leads the way at 5-0, North Crowley at 4-0, then Mansfield and Mansfield Legacy. North Crowley, of course, one of the top teams in the state, trailing in district play by half a game, but they've already had a bye. Crowley has not, and those two play the final week of the season for what will more than likely decide the district title. So that'll be a good one to keep an eye on there.
Yeah, so Dragon fans out there listening, what to expect is number one, Southlake's gonna be going to Division 2. First round's gonna be at Dragon Stadium. I'm still waiting to confirm the day and time on that, and then most likely the second round is gonna be out. If it's gonna be in West Texas somewhere, and if it's looking at like it'd be the winner of, if it was, we're estimating here. An El Paso team that we played last year, and then Friendship. So that could be the second round matchup. So we'll be out west second round, and then we'll be back in the Metroplex most likely, barring wins, and getting on that playoff hunt, getting to Thanksgiving, and hopefully getting that march to the state championship.
So that is what we have to look forward to over the next month to 6 weeks to Christmas, if all things go well for the Dragons. Mentioned some of the other games going on in the area.
It's a big one tonight. You have Denton-Guyer and Louisville, and Louisville's on top of Denton-Guyer as of right now at halftime, 21-10, Chris.
Both of those teams already into the playoffs. The winner will be the 2 seed. They're, of course, hoping Coppell slips up at some point, as both of those teams only have one district loss, but Coppell tonight only leading Flower Mound 14-7. That is probably one of the toughest districts in DFW. That is that District 5-6A.
Yes, we talked about with Hebron when we first started that it was going to be a very
really
tough
district.
Tough district, and you look at Coppell. Coppell's a team. They've really been incredible this year. They've done a tremendous job. They've got some firepower. They'll end up going probably Division 1. And so really we're looking at it is that Guyer in Louisville, because most likely we meet one of those two probably in the playoffs as well.
And these are, you look at this district. This is a district that probably has at least 6 teams that would be playoff teams. Were they not all in the same spot? Coppell, Guyer, Louisville, Flower Mound, Marcus, and Hebron in any other district would probably be finding their way into the playoffs. However, 2, of course, have to be left out. Marcus up on Little Elm, which is at the bottom of that district tonight, 35-7. Other games going on tonight. Allen up on McKitty Boyd, 35-10. Mentioned North Crowley on its march towards that showdown with Crowley at the end of this season. North Crowley up on Mansfield, 35-3. Mansfield Legacy is the team that the Dragons could likely play in the first round of the playoffs. They are taking on Mansfield Lake Ridge tonight. Not seeing an updated score on that one. Other games last night in the area. This one really jumped out to me. Prosper put up 84 points last night against Princeton in an 84-41 win. So 125 combined points in that ball game.
Well, and Prosper is another team that the Dragons could face, later in the playoffs as well. And,
ranked in the state.
great program. It's been a building program. They've done a phenomenal job. They're always in the mix of it, postseason wise, and they've got a team this year, and they've played a pretty healthy schedule. They've played some good teams on their schedule, and that's another team for Dragon fans to look out. Probably possibility of facing them in the postseason at some point.
Some other games out there tonight that could be district title deciders at lower classifications. In District 6-5A, Division 1, undefeated West Mesquite taking on Newman Smith, which is 7-1 but 6-0 in district play. West Mesquite leading that one 13-6 in the third quarter. It's where Todd Dodge's Lovejoy team taking on Denison tonight, leading 27-7. And that's District 4-5A Division 2 that's also coming down to the wire, because Walnut Grove, another Prosper school that's only playing its second season of varsity football, is 5-1 in district play, taking on Melissa. Can clinch a playoff spot with a win. They came off that big win over Lovejoy last week. Melissa would get into the playoffs with a win tonight and an Emerson loss to Independence. That did not happen. It wasn't close to happening. Emerson beat Independence last night 63-7 in that District 4-5A. So talk about the tough district in 5-6A. 4-5A Division 2 is a tough one with Lovejoy, Walnut Grove, and Melissa all battling it out for top spots there. But talk about Prosper, about Walnut Grove. It's an area where it's growing quickly, and these teams are getting good very fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're seeing the talent disperse, and it's one thing. Even Coach Vance from Keller Central, we talked about of talent dispersing and going different directions, and as this Metroplex grows, the talent is growing as well, and so you're seeing these teams pop up, and especially like a Walnut Grove coming up and having the success they're having right now. It's just a great story.
So again, your score at halftime, Carroll 26, Central 9. We will take another break, and when we come back, we will be getting ready for the start of the third quarter on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey, did you hear? Somebody didn't want Feed Store barbecue. That's right, it's true. One fella the other day, he wanted Feed Store chicken fried steak, and another asked for a Feed Store hamburger. And one scamp, well, he even had the nerve to ask for Feed Store burn ends. Yeah, Feed Store is famous for its barbecue, but there's so much more. Order online at feedstorebbq.com and go Dragons.
Hey Dragon Nation, it's Tommy Pennington with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Like you, I'm fired up about supporting my Carroll Dragons each year on and off the field. We want the best for our kids, and that's why we're all Dragons. I'm a longtime Southlake resident that knows the real estate market and knows how to get great results. Like your kids, you deserve the best too. Call us today at 817-416-9000. Check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon family to yours,
calltommy.com. Go Dragons!
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
Hey, Dragon fans, this is Robert Clayton with the Clayton team at Clayton Real Estate. Karen Young and I have been proudly serving Southlake for over 30 years in residential resale, family owned and operated, and former Dragons. Being a Dragon graduate, you truly understand what it means to be a Dragon. Tradition, excellence, and a winning team. That's what we provide our clients, the best service and experience in the industry with a winning tradition. Dragons representing Dragons. Call us today at 817-894-4152 or visit us on the web at www.dragonrealtors.com. Go Dragons.
Howdy, Dragon fans. This is Chad Cross, owner of CLC Roofing. As a Southlake resident, I understand what winning teams and championships are all about. CLC Roofing is your one-stop commercial and residential roofing provider. We offer roofing, gutter, skylight, and solar options for your home. Whether you need a new roof or just a repair, contact us today to schedule your free roofing inspection. You can visit us online at clcroofing.com or contact my office directly at 817-416-ROOF. That's clcroofing.com or call us directly at 817-416-ROOF. And go Dragons, let's finish.
Just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Our filibuster has come to an end here at Keller ISD Athletic Complex. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton as we get set for quarter number 3. And something we always like to make sure we mention at some point during the week is the attack team players of the week for Carroll this week. It was Rex Dugan and Hez Rodriguez earning those honors. So shout out to those guys for helping the Dragons get ready for this game tonight.
Oh, absolutely. A very vital part of the Dragon development and just the prep every week. It doesn't go unnoticed, so thank you, gentlemen.
There's also plenty of other news going on in Carroll athletics, starting with cross country, which just won another state title, make it 6 in a row for the Dragon cross country team, and Caden Leonard an individual title for the second straight year.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job. I mean, there's such a power. And then the girls finishing 6th as well. Coach Leonard does a tremendous job of the cross-country program. And then, Chris, you had the water polo, girls water polo too, finished 2nd, runner-up in state, which is incredible. And then you have the Lady Dragon volleyball team. They're in a fight. Their first district playoff game, or their first playoff game by district, is Monday, November 4th, and that'll be held at Boswell High School at 6:30 p.m. So a lot of things happening in Dragon sports, along with football, a lot of things to be proud of, and another approach, to the Lone Star Cup.
I just pulled up this Dallas Morning News article on the volleyball playoffs. Byron Nelson, top dog of not just in the district, in the area, in the state, in the country when it comes to girls volleyball, but there's 4 other ranked teams at the state level just in their region that they have to get through to get into the state semifinals. So DFW is loaded with volleyball talent.
Well, I mean, it's a testament to how the volleyball's developed across the area, and it is really competitive. And hats off to Lady Dragons for doing a tremendous job this season and getting into the playoffs. Excited to see you Monday.
Yeah, it feels like when you're driving around DFW, so many of those big commercial spaces have been converted into just mass indoor volleyball facilities that host club tournaments and things like that every weekend. So a lot of that going on around the area, and wish the Lady Dragons luck on Monday night against Boswell. Ready for the start of the third quarter here. Kickoffs powered by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. So Jace Lauder will kick this one away for Central. Boyd and Glenn back to receive for the Dragons. Have a 17-point lead, and they try a pooch kick here that lands at the 40. It's knocked up into the air and pulled down by Carroll. Browse comes up with it for the Dragons and is going to be spotted at the 38.
And Chris, those are so difficult if you're not ready for them. And it is very tough to fill, but great job by the Dragon special teams. Alert, 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 get on the ball, get down to the ground.
Not quite an onside kick, but almost not even deep enough for a traditional pooch, somewhere in between.
It's called maybe a high squib.
High squib. Trademark it.
Trademark.
I think all you have to do is call it. I don't think you have to do anything else. Dragons get the ball to start the third quarter here. They had the field goal try from 49 for Strange that was missed to close the first half and get it back here. Give it to Penn on first down. Counter goes to the left side. Still on his feet across the 45. And just shy of the first down mark.
You just watch Penn coming out in 11 personnel, keeping it on the ground and giving it to Penn. He made about 3 defenders miss. He was bouncing from hole to hole. And I tell you what, that's the vision of Davis Penn and what he can do. He brings to this Dragon offense.
Picks up 9 on first down. Will be 2nd and 1. Maybe a chance for Renda to take a shot here. They will fake it to Penn. Renda drops back, throws over the middle, complete to Gunter at the 35. Running across the field right to left, makes a man miss along the numbers, spins out of a tackle inside the 20, and finally brought down. Nice catch and run by Blake Gunter for 37 yards.
Great protection by the Carroll offensive line. Again, Angel Renda standing back in the pocket, finding Blake Gunter on a little slant route. And this is all Blake Gunter here. He gets eyes on the ball, makes a great catch, makes a player miss, 2 guys miss, 3 guys miss. Very lucky he almost took that to the house.
Dragons stack receivers on each side of the formation. Throw it out into the flat. Gunter again inside the 10-yard line. He goes behind the block from Knowles.
Again, we talked about Gunter quite a bit this year, what he brings. Again, just another one of these sophomore wide receivers that does a tremendous job. He's kind of a jack of all trades. You love seeing the young man getting involved in offense.
Same set on 2nd down. This time they keep it on the ground. Penn inside the 5, spun down there. 1st and goal.
Just a massive hole on the left side between Luke Wilson, Trent Wilson, and Will Barley. A great job by Davis Penn on keeping it front side and getting into the hole and getting to the second level.
Picked up 5 on the play. Penn went over 100 yards, remember, in the first half, so already another 100-yard rushing game for him. They send the tight end in motion. And Penn gets it, but he's going to be hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss. First one there for Central was Holden Myers. Braden Nichols also in on the stop, a loss of 2.
And Holden Myers is a guy on this Charger defense that Coach Vance talks about. He's a little undersized, but he goes to the whistle. He finds the ball, and he's just a ball player. And great job on that play.
This time they send 3 receivers out to the right, tight end to the left side of the set, along with Penn. Renda going to keep it himself, running around the left edge, is get into the end zone untouched for a 5-yard touchdown run. And Angelo Renda has touchdown run number 4 of the season. We continue to see his legs get involved in the offense.
A terrific job by Renda. It's a design run, but watch Bobkowski on the end here, on the tight end. He's sealing that edge. He makes it available for Renda to get to the corner of the end zone. Tremendous job by Bobkowski in the Dragon offense.
So now 32-9 Dragons as Strange comes on for the Tommy Pennington Compass Group point after try. Hayes has to pick up the snap, running, trying to throw for 2, gets it into the end zone. Is this caught? It is. Zach Hayes throws a 2-point conversion to Bobrowski. And when it's going your way, it's going your way.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if this is planned. It might have been. It's a little bobble of the snap. Great job by Hayes on just getting out and finding the Dragon receiver. And this is the second time we've seen that this year.
Think he's going to go back to the sideline and ask to play quarterback?
I don't know. I think he's going to avoid the sideline, possibly. But again, given another opportunity for the Dragon defense for someone else to game plan for.
He's excited along the sideline after putting the Dragons up 34-9 with 9:25 to go in the third on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
Macero kickoff is going to be dropped at the 10, picked up and then swarmed by the Dragons. Kick return is Jordan Brown. All kickoffs powered by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house.
Get in on it, guy-wide. You love it. You love to see it from the special teams. You know, you're seeing the development of it, and they just play hard to the whistle every time, Chris.
The last Dragons drive, 6 plays, 62 yards, 2 minutes and 33 seconds, capped off by Angelo Renda's second rushing touchdown of the night. And then a 2-point conversion from Zach Hayes to Jacob Bobrovsky. Keep it on the ground on first down. And the pile stood up after a gain of 3 for Spencer Martin.
Again, usual suspects there. We're seeing this D-line of Southlake. We talked a little bit about them in the pregame. Just doing a fantabulous job on maintaining that line of scrimmage. And it was one of the goals tonight was to dominate that line of scrimmage. And they're really setting the tone there against this depleted Keller Central offensive line.
They lost one of the starters on the first series of the game, the right guard Dakota Lewis. They give it to Martin again. And he again is going to be swarmed. 1 yard on the play. Shannon there in the mix.
You get hat on a hat, and this is what the Dragon defense does. They corral the football. You know, it is just not one person out there. As a whole unit, they come together, and they swarm the football. Great assignment football the Dragons are playing.
3rd and 6 here for Central. Not a ton through the air for the Chargers tonight. One man goes in motion. Dragons bring pressure. Smith stepping up, flushed out to the right, pumps and is going to be brought down behind the line for a sack. Getting there for the Dragons was Robbie Ladd, bringing him down for a 3-yard loss.
You see the late blitz by William Chin. He really sets the tone here. He flushes Smith out of the pocket. Then you have Davidge in pursuit, and then watch Robbie Ladd just come in and finish it off. Tremendous job by this Dragon defense.
The Chargers will be forced to punt it away. Smith also serves as the punter. He's back standing at his own 6. 3rd 3 and out the Dragons have forced tonight. Smith, line drive punt fielded by Harris, running left to right across the 40, and is going to be pushed out of bounds before he could get to the 30-yard line. So maybe the best punt of the night, but very returnable for Harris, as it was a low line drive kick that got to him in a hurry. 30-yard punt and a 16-yard return.
Again, not flipping that much of field for the Chargers, and again, making it an easy day for any offense who gets inside that 50-yard line. That's a very short field to work with, and this is where the Dragon offense excels at.
Maybe the most air distance on his punt tonight, but when there's no air under it, the coverage team doesn't have time to get down there.
High squid.
Bring it back. We get hats or t-shirts made?
We could. Good.
First down for Carroll. Starting unit still out there for the Dragons. Renda throws a slant route to Mackey, and he picks up the first down, 16 yards on the reception.
Right, they just no one in coverage over there for the Chargers, and you could read it here pre-snap here. And great eyes by Angelo Renda on just finding Mackey, and great job by Mackey getting the ball, getting north and south.
We need to get you a telestrator because you were kind of pointing to that on the screen.
If I had one, it would be John Madden everywhere.
Renda flushed out, lofts one up towards the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. He got flushed and threw it up to his tall target, Knowles, who hauls it in from 17 yards out for the score.
A great job by the Dragon offense. And again, you know, actually a great look by the Carroll offensive line. They just bring more than they have the block. And great job by Angelo Renda getting flushed out of the pocket, but delivering a strike. And watch Brody Knowles catching at the high point, bringing it down, and getting in the end zone. Tremendous job, Brody Knowles.
So Tommy Pennington Compass Group point after try. See if Zach Hayes tries to throw another one to the end zone. He does not. The snap is down. It is up and through for the extra point. So 6:42 to go in quarter number 3. The score, Carroll 41, Central 9 on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey Dragon fans, it's Tommy Pennington here with the Tommy Pennington Realty Group at Compass. Do you think you need to do improvements to sell your home? Start planning today. Inquire about our Compass Concierge program. It's the hottest program in real estate where our broker will pay for the improvements at zero cost to you. Call us today at 817-416-9000 or check us out on the web 24/7 at calltommy.com. So from my Dragon fans to yours,
CallTommy.com. Go Dragons!
Extends Carroll's lead 41-9 over the Chargers. 6:42 left in the third quarter.
Just about halfway through this third quarter, Dragons lead it over Central 41-9 after a 30-second drive. 2 plays, 32 yards, ends with the 17-yard touchdown catch by Knowles. Brenda has accounted for 4 touchdowns now tonight, 2 through the air, 2 on the ground. Kickoffs powered by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. Strange angled this one towards the sideline and it goes out of bounds, so the penalty marker comes out. First time he's knocked one out of bounds tonight. Came close on the game's opening kickoff. It just snuck past the pylon. That one went out well shy of it.
Well, you can definitely see there's some type of method to what they're trying to do, just directional kick-wise. And, this is the last game of the season, regular season. You want to try to do those. That's what you're trying to develop going into the playoffs.
We've seen some directional kicks. We've also seen them make sure that they had some kicks that were returnable, landing on the goal line or inside the 5 somewhere. Bring a man in motion. And handoff, or kept by Smith rather, and he is hit hard in the backfield. No gain on the play. Looked like Hayes came up and made the hit.
Again, we've seen this before. They come kind of around in a jet sweep, but they go into an option look. And Landon Smith didn't have anywhere to go. And a big hit by Parker Harris.
It's second down.
2nd and 10 now. This time they do give it to the running back, and a big hole up the middle, I should say, for Martin. More than enough for the first down, a gain of 15.
Again, we're seeing flashes with Central team, and a great job by Spencer Martin on just getting behind his pads and getting to the second level and running hard.
Well, you said you saw it when you watched a little film. Riley Dodge told us he saw it. This is a team that is playing hard in these games, even if the result has not shown up the 1-loss record. So they give it to Martin again. Another hard run up the middle. Spins out of a tackle inside the 40.
Yeah, I think you're actually seeing 2 different Charger teams from last year to this year, and a lot of that credit is to Coach Vance. Now, their record and, the scores don't always indicate it, but on film, what you like to see as a coach is how hard your guys are playing. They can coach the X's and O's, but they can't coach effort.
17-yard gain from Martin. Vance is a guy who has been around DFW at the high school level for a while now. Spent the last 3 years as the defensive coordinator at LD Bell. The Dragons just saw a week ago. Martin gets it again. Gains maybe a yard. But you mentioned he was an assistant at Carroll in 2015. Also spent a few years as an assistant at Byron Nelson. So he's been around some successful high school programs here in North Texas. Of course, also played 6 years in the NFL.
Yeah, he's an incredible talent, and when we talked about it, and he missed the famous Tommy Maddox out of LD Bell by a few years. He came out in '93, Vance did, and just a tremendous player, and he brings a wealth of knowledge to the high school game.
Smith to throw a little high and out of the reach of Vincent Beck.
And we talked about Vance, just talking about what made you want to coach at the high school level when you've had opportunities in the NFL and college. And he said his dream was always to be a high school coach, Chris, in that he felt that college and NFL delayed that dream of his, and he couldn't wait to get the opportunity to get in the high school level.
He wanted to have the opportunity to make a difference in kids' lives at a young age as Smith throws one up down the middle of the field, and that's going to be pass interference on Carroll, as the intended receiver was Jordan Brown. Ethan Fisher in coverage there, as Smith was just flushed and threw it up.
It was great pressure by, there's Dragons everywhere, forcing Smith into the pocket. And again, your man coverage there. And great job by Smith just throwing the ball up. And it's a tough one for Ethan Fisher to make a play on that. And again, credit to really Central there on getting the ball down the field and making a play.
Sixth penalty on the Dragons tonight, totaling 60 yards. First down for the Chargers at the Dragon 22. Smith keeps it, pitches it out, and Dragons are all over it. It was Gavin Strange coming up from his safety position to make the hit and force a loss of a couple of yards.
This is what you talk about, the Dragons adapting into assignments and staying home. They read this from the get-go. They knew it was going to happen in great way. And talking about corralling to the football, all the white hats converging into one place. Perfect job by the Dragons.
Fifth tackle for a loss by Carroll tonight, and getting Central behind the sticks early and often. Smith now scrambling under pressure, throws one down toward the sideline, and it is complete to Vincent Beck, the junior, for a gain of 17 yards and another first down.
I guess this is Landon Smith being Landon Smith, trying to make a play. Design a little rollout here, almost like a counter. Comes back to the other side of the field and hits Vincent Beck on a little out route there. Great job and great execution by Landon Smith and Vincent Beck. Again, that's that senior leadership by Landon Smith.
Well, the Chargers are trying to punch it into the end zone as an offense for the first time tonight. The 9 points have come on a defensive touchdown and a field goal. Have a man in motion. Give it to Martin up the middle. Gets to the 5. Down inside it. Maybe the 4.5. Picks up 3 yards.
Coach Vance mentioned that Landon Smith's one of those guys. He's that senior. He's really going to miss, especially when he's trying to develop a program. He can't say enough about Landon Smith and what he brings to the table, and just a tremendous leader and a great individual off the field as well.
Martin now 10 carries, 47 yards on the night. Tight end goes in motion. Smith's going to keep it, tucks it, gets into the end zone on his feet for a touchdown. 4-yard score for the senior quarterback, and the offense finds the end zone for the first time tonight.
It's a great design play by Keller Central. And Landon Smith, he's just being a football player. His nose is finding the end zone, and he has a will to get in there. And great run by the senior QB, as Chris mentioned.
9-play drive covering 70 yards, 4 minutes and 21 seconds. For Smith, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. They are lining up to go for 2, it appears. He'll be spotted left hash. Smith going to keep it himself again, trying to get outside to the right edge. He lost the ball, and
an extra point attempt fails.
I guess it doesn't really matter who fell on it if they're down. But it popped out when he was being drugged down by Van Dorsler.
Yeah, again, trying to make some type of play and got to get that ball insecure. Great play.
Browse was in there to break it up.
Yeah, Browse gets the punch out.
And Van Dorsler tried to recover it, take it the other way. Dragons trying to do it twice in one night. But either way, the score is now 41-15. Carroll on top of Central. Chargers get their first offensive touchdown tonight. The team that mentioned earlier has averaged just 12 points per game in their last 5 games. So they've exceeded that by a few here, thanks in part to a defensive touchdown. Kickoff upcoming, powered by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house. Lauder will kick it away. Boyd and Glenn to receive for the Dragons. Another pooch kick going to be fielded at the 40-yard line. And the Dragons will start there. Jacob Montez fair catching that one for Carroll.
Oh, he got wrapped. He got hit hard in the private area.
And up 41-15. First unit will head back onto the field for the Dragons. Just over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
First and 10 Dragons from their own 39-yard line.
2 receivers to the left. Glenn in the game at running back. Renda looking to throw. Has time. Takes a deep shot down the middle of the field. Boyd's all by himself. Makes the catch at the 20. He's into the end zone untouched. One play and a touchdown. 61 yards to Brock Boyd. Renda's 5th total touchdown tonight. Boyd's 2nd receiving touchdown. And Carroll is up 47-15.
Great protection by the Carroll offensive line. They've done it all night, giving time for Angelo Dorendo to make his reads, and he makes a read to Brock Boyd, who's wide open in the middle of the field. He's that wide open. He's going to take it to the house every single time, and that connection, Renda to Boyd, is something that we're going to hear a lot more this postseason and next year as well.
It's the second one-play drive that has involved Brock Boyd for the Dragons tonight. The Tommy Pennington Compass Group extra point is good. And with 2:11 to go in the third quarter, it's Carroll 48, Central 15 on the Dragon Sports Network.
You can trust your medical care at Southlake Dermatology. We have over 65 years of experience between Dr. Bowers, Dr. Tynard, and our 4 physician assistants. We treat a wide range of medical, surgical, and cosmetic concerns ranging from skin cancer, hair loss, rashes, increased sweating, and anti-aging. There are multiple new options for hair loss, such as Nutrafol supplements and PRP injections. View our services online at southlakedermatology.com.
Brock Boyd goes over 100 yards receiving for the 5th time in the last 7 games for the Dragons. If you want to get really granular with it, it's 95 or more yards 6 times in the last 7 games. He missed the 100-yard mark by 4 yards a couple of weeks ago. As the Macero kickoff will go through the end zone. Again, kind of direction to the left for Gavin Strange. Kickoff powered by Macero Southlake. Tackle your hunger pregame, postgame this weekend or any day with queso Macero and brisket tacos that score big on taste. Find us at the shops at Southlake. Macero, where love is always on the house.
Chris, where are we looking at for Boyd for the year in terms of total yards receiving?
So if he is at, hold on, Steve just gave me 112 tonight. So that
Oh.
I had him at 1,004 coming in, so that gives him 1,116 on the year.
Good math, Chris.
The leading receiver in the area, as Smith throws incomplete along the far sideline.
Pass incomplete, intended for Vincent Beck. Second down.
Is North Crowley's Quentin Gibson. Unlikely that Boyd is able to unseat him because North Crowley has another game next week. But Boyd is up there. There's one other player close, Damian Crow from Richardson, that came into this week with 998. Nobody else had more than 860. Smith flushed out, trying to get to the edge, and is going to be brought down there in bounds.
Great hustle play by Crawford Taylor there, getting Smith there. This Dragon defense, we've seen this even as last week, and when games get to this point, you expect your second team to come in there and maybe have a drop off, but you don't see it. And great job by Crawford Taylor there.
We're starting to see a little bit of a mix of second team defense into the game for the Dragons. They keep it on the ground again. Martin, left edge to the 30, and brought down by Langford there.
He's brought down by Jackson Mirza.
Mirza also in on the stop. He's been hurt for some of the year. Good to see him into a game here tonight.
From their 33-yard line.
The 4th and short, and looks like they're going to go for it here with under a minute to go in the quarter. Play clock down to 5. Smith gets the snap off, gives to Martin. He's going to be hit, bounces off of it, and this is going to be really close. Right at the 35, and they're going to give him the first down after the gain of 2.
It was a big hit by the Dragon defense, and again, a big call by the Chargers on going there for 4th down, but essentially, they need to keep the ball moving somehow, in some reason, but good hard running by the Chargers.
About a 4-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. So they'll have to snap the ball one more time here in this third quarter. Martin back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing else. And that should do it here in the third. So Carroll, a commanding 48-15 lead over Central as the third quarter comes to a close. Fourth quarter comes your way next on the Dragon Sports Network.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Baum, General Manager at Hearst and Louisville Autoplex. We are longtime supporters of all things Dragons. This season, if you want to show up to the game in style, come see me or Brees Higgins, where we have the largest selection of late model, high-end, pre-owned trucks and SUVs. As a family-owned and operated dealership, we'll treat you like part of our family. Come see us on either side of the Metroplex and get a new ride today. Shop us online 24/7 at HurstAutoplex.com. Go Dragons!
As a Dragon, it's all about protecting the tradition. As a church, it's our mission to make more deeply committed followers of Jesus. This is Todd Renner from White's Chapel in Southlake. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been a part of this community. And though times have changed, our need for the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to worship and grow and serve, our need to shine the light into the darkness hasn't. That's why White's Chapel is a church where tradition meets today.
Start of the fourth quarter from Keller ISD Athletic Complex. Chris Blake with Robert Clayton. Our statistician Steve Hunt, producer Bill Webb, director Tim Polster tonight. After 3 quarters, Dragons up to 342 yards of total offense, 188 passing yards, 145 on the ground. Martin gets this one again, going up the gut for a gain of 3.
Up the middle, he'll get 3 yards.
For Central, 145 yards, just 38 through the air, 107 on the ground.
On the tackle there, Bo Fleming. And big news from Bo Fleming this week. He committed to the University of Texas for shot put, which is pretty phenomenal. He's one of the state's best and one of the country's best shot putters. He actually broke about a 30-year record at Southlake Carroll over last spring.
Third down, Martin. First down and more across midfield. Finally tripped up by Parker Harris to move the sticks. 15 yards on the play.
Again, they're finding some success. Obviously, up there, up to the middle. They started that a little bit in the second quarter, and they're doing a good job on just getting in between the tackles and getting north and south. And again, Spencer Martin, he runs hard. He runs behind his pads.
He is. I mean, talk about teams oftentimes having a couple of running backs they rotate in and out. Martin has been in there just about every snap tonight for Central, and it's carried a heavy workload for him. 13 carries for 69 yards. Smith keeps it running laterally and is slid down near the sideline. No gain on the play.
Great coverage by the Dragon, back in. He had nowhere to go and flushing him out of the pocket. And again, Landon Smith didn't have much to get there. It's been like that a lot tonight for Landon Smith, and really credit to the Dragon secondary, maintaining coverage and playing assignment football.
2nd and 10 now. 90 seconds gone by in the fourth quarter. They bring a receiver in motion. That's Cole. They give it to Martin again up to the 40-yard line. Gets him into third and manageable after a 7-yard pickup.
Good big hustle play by Charlie Roberts. We talked about Charlie quite a bit on the broadcast in his story, and then Bo Fleming as well, as we just mentioned, the University of Texas commit for shot put.
Third down and 3 for Central at the Dragons' 40-yard line.
In the secondary, you look around, a lot of the guys we're used to seeing at any point in the game, they mix and match so many players on the back end. Player comes in motion again. Martin gets it up the middle. That'll be a first down. Got a good push up front. And in on the stop, Mateo Fedor. Another 7-yard gain.
Again, nothing really fancy on this. You have a play that you have the option, give it to the running back, or get out to the option to the in motion receiver, and they're doing a good job on just making the right read and keeping it in between the tackles right now and not allowing it to bounce outside.
Martin has it again.
Ball carrying by Martin.
Mirza in on the stop along with Parker Harris.
The presence on this Carroll defense, they do such a good job on the perimeter that, forcing it back inside, it's hard to do that up and down the field all game long, but they're finding success right now with what the Dragon defense is giving them.
Flag on the play, false start against Central. Second time tonight there's been a false start and they haven't stopped the play. Just the second penalty tonight, though, for Central. Trying to figure out where the spot is. Now they move marker back.
First down for the Chargers.
They've placed it at the 38 of the Dragons. Cole in motion. Smith keeps it, flips it out to Cole, tries to cut it back in, and he is brought down.
Landon Smith options the ball back to Eddie Cole.
Luke Langford on the stop that time for Carroll.
Yeah, we talked about the perimeter of the Dragon defense, and they're so solid on the perimeter. Again, one guy's taking the pitch man, the other one takes the quarterback, and just a tremendous job of the Dragon defense on keeping that out in front of them.
It'll be 2nd and long after the penalty and no gain on first down. Chargers look to the sideline here. Play clock down to 2, down to 1. They do get it away. Martin gets it. He's going to be hit immediately and taken down. Crawford Taylor getting into the backfield for the Dragons, dropping him 2 yards.
A great job by Crawford Taylor. And this is just when you line up at mano a mano, I'm going to beat you to the punch, and great job on getting penetration and making a big hit in the backfield for Crawford Taylor.
So about 3rd and 17 now, as Central starting to use a little bit of play clock as well, with 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Snap fumbled. Smith picks it up. And there's a timeout called right before the ball was snapped.
Timeout called by Carroll.
Taken by the Dragons. So we will take it as well with 6:48 to go in the 4th quarter. It's Carroll 48, Central 15 on the Dragon Sports Network.
This is Dr. Mark Greenberg, team physician for the Carroll Dragons. All-Star Orthopedics is proud to be the official sports medicine providers of Dragon Athletics. Our 8 board-certified orthopedic specialists offer surgical as well as non-surgical treatments for a full range of orthopedic injuries and conditions, with on-site imaging and physical therapy, along with best-in-class outpatient and inpatient surgical facilities. You can trust that we will be there with you every step of the way. Let us get you back in the game.
Just under 7 minutes to play in the 4th. The Dragons lead 48-15. And a 3rd and long coming up for the Chargers here.
3rd down for Central at the 40-yard line.
Dragons with a couple defensive backs playing more than 10 yards off the ball. Smith gets it, and he is going to be brought down as he tried the play fake, and he was under pressure immediately. Charlie Roberts, a 10-yard loss on the play.
Again, Charlie Roberts, we talk about him and what he brings that edge. Again, it's another group of those Dragon defensive ends. Just beats his man, and there's nowhere for Landon Smith to go. Great job by Charlie Roberts. Again, he's a guy that's come on the force over the past few weeks. Just a tremendously talented young man.
For as much as it feels like the Dragons have been in the backfield tonight, that's the first sack of the game for Carroll. 7 tackles for a loss, though. Smith will punt this one away. And Harris fair catches it at the 19-yard line. Well, I think most importantly, Robert, we teased what you did on Halloween. You told the people the time frame, the general location. I think you have to deliver now on what the actual activity was.
Well, if you would have possibly would have caught me on Kimball Avenue in a probably 7-foot Christmas tree outfit, blown up, directing children, I know that sounds bad, to get in the neighborhood to trick or treat. We were lacking trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood, and I was doing all I could to try to direct traffic into the neighborhood off of Kimball, and much to our success, we had a few come by. As creepy as that is in multiple ways.
So it worked.
It worked.
Second team in there for the Dragons now as Fowler into the game at quarterback completes his first attempt to Trevor Tade.
Good, excellent job by Fowler and just finding Tate. We saw this last week. When they came in, the Dragon offense didn't even skip a beat. They were moving the ball down the field like they were surgeons, and it's a great little tandem between those two.
So it's Fowler in at quarterback. He completes another one to Tate again, and that'll be close to the marker. Give him 9 on the play. Through into the game in the backfield, Sal Esposito in at running back. James Schaefer in at one of the receiver positions, along with Jack McCaskill.
Down and 1 from the Dragons' 45-yard line.
Anderson Bowman also out there for Carroll. 2nd and 1. Esposito is going to get it. Running up the middle, picks up the first down. The offensive line in there for Carroll now. Hudson Hibbs, Landon Gents, Will Barley stays in at the center spot. Lincoln Zartman and Lucas Shug. So first down from their own 49. Just under 5 minutes to go here. Fowler, play fake, completes this one along the Carroll sideline to Anderson Bowman. Another first down.
Great
Fowler's
job.
come in and started moving the sticks.
I mean, he's slinging like a gunslinger. He's finding his guys in great position by Bowman on getting the catch. You know, you're seeing as part of also the development of Fowler as well. He comes in here like there's nothing being left off. He's moving the ball down like he's a general of this offense, doing a terrific job and picking up where he left off last week.
Last week he was 9 of 9 for 83 yards and a touchdown on senior night. And now keep it on the ground. And right side for a gain of 2 is Esposito.
And getting behind this very serviceable offensive line for Southlake. They've done a terrific job on coming in and establishing the line of scrimmage and giving a big opportunity for a lot of the running backs who we've seen considerable gains over the past 2 to 3 weeks.
Esposito has scored a couple of touchdowns this year as Fowler completes this one to Schaefer. He is brought down after picking up another first down at the 27. 20th first down of the night for the Dragons.
Another big target for the Dragon receiving corps. And again, Coleman Flower just delivering a strike above the central defender, and great catch by Schaefer, bringing it down and getting upfield.
So Angelo Renda, presumably done for the night. 12 of 16, 249 yards, and 3 touchdown passes. Also had 2 touchdowns on the ground as they give it to Esposito, and he is pushed backwards for a loss of a yard. Renda completed passes to 5 different receivers tonight. Here, good pressure by the Chargers.
Yeah, good job by Holden Myers. One of the linebackers we mentioned at the start of the broadcast that, you know, he's not the biggest guy on the field, but he has a nose for the ball, and he's a guy that Coach Vance loves an awful lot.
Carroll on the way to another undefeated district title. We'll have a bye week before the first round playoff game in a couple of weeks. Fowler under pressure, trying to get rid of it, does, and somehow completes the pass. Gets it away, and Bowman comes up with it. They pick up 4 yards.
Showing flashes of Brett Favre making something out of nothing. Incredible job by Coleman Fowler on just escaping and getting outside the pocket and just making a play.
Does not throw incomplete passes. Perfect tonight after going 9 of 9 last week. 3rd down. Throws this one into the flat, caught and hit immediately is Jack McCaskill. Stays in bounds, but it will be 4th down. No gain on the play.
And the accuracy from Coleman is pretty impressive. Given how he's delivering the ball, is doing a very serviceable job coming in for this Dragon offense.
And Carroll is going to send out the field goal unit here on 4th down with under a minute to go. It'll be a 41-yard try from Strange. He's hit from 43 tonight. Field goal tries presented by the Tommy Pennington Compass Group. Snap, dropped by Hayes, tucks it, going to try to run for the first down, and not going to get there. So the second time tonight that Carroll has had trouble with the snap on extra point or a field goal.
But heads up play by Hayes on just trying to make something out of nothing, honestly, and going for the first down. Again, that's difficult. Any type of snap exchange can make it very difficult on what to do, but great heads up play and trying to get the ball moving somewhere down the field.
So 35 seconds to go. The offense for the Chargers will head back out there.
1st and 10, Central.
Again, Carroll has a bye next week. Central finishes up at Byron Nelson in week 11. Keep it on the ground here. This is Brown with it, and he is pushed out of bounds after a 5-yard gain.
He's pushed out of bounds by Jack Robill.
I think this is the first time all night we've seen Martin out of the backfield.
I think you're right.
And Brown getting an opportunity, the senior.
Brown had a big catch earlier in the second quarter that brought them into the red zone. Give it to him again. Running left side, cuts it up the middle along the hash mark. Spun down across the 40, and that should do it here at Keller ISD Athletic Complex. Unless Vance wants to get him up to the line to snap the ball again. 17 seconds left. And it looks like he is going to call him back to the sideline. So Carroll, as the clock ticks down, a 48-15 win over Keller Central to improve to 10-0 on the season and make it an even 10-0 regular seasons for the Dragons.
Central High School, we want to thank all of you for attending tonight's game. Please help us keep our stadium clean by picking
It's a great job, just overall team effort, and I love that the opportunities, you saw it on the special teams, but getting the opportunities of getting the kicker involved and getting some field goals out there, which we don't see a lot, which can come into effect in the playoffs. And we talked about the execution, what the coaches want to see going into the playoffs, and I think you saw a little bit of all of that tonight.
So Dragons wrap things up here with a 48-15 win. We will take a break and then come back and wrap things up after this on the Dragons Sports Network.
Are you considering buying or selling your home in Southlake? I'm Kim Bedwell with Briggs Freeman Sotheby's International Realty, and I would love to assist you. Recognized as one of the top professionals in Southlake by both industry peers and clients, I am a proud mother of 2 dragons and have been a resident of this amazing community for over 20 years. I know Southlake inside and out, and I am committed to ensuring your real estate journey is seamless and successful. You can find me at kimbedwell.com. Kim Bedwell Real Estate, delivering the highest level of experience and results in Southlake and beyond. Go Dragons!
For mission-critical business litigation in Texas, business owners and executives trust Sean McCaskill and the law firm of Godwin Bowman PC. My wife Laura and I are 20-year residents of Southlake and the proud parents of 4 dragons. I've been a dedicated volunteer in Southlake for the past 13 years, including serving 7 years on Southlake City Council. I'm the president and managing shareholder at Godwin Bowman, which was established in Dallas in 1980 to serve clients with business litigation issues all the way to the Texas Supreme Court. I've been with the firm for over 20 years, and I'm board certified in civil appellate law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization. Please consider me, Sean McCaskill, and the law firm of Godwin Bowman for your business litigation needs. Please visit our website at www.godwinbowman.com for more information. I promise you that we'll provide big city experience together with small town service.
Welcome to Macero Southlake, where American life meets Mexican spirit. Experience our renowned Mexican-inspired dishes, featuring Tex-Mex classics, inventive salads, a variety of seafood, and our award-winning cheeseburger. But save room for dessert, and we offer a wide selection of curated cocktails, over 20 wines by the glass, and refreshing, vibrant mocktails. At Macero, we're more than just food and drinks. We're an entire experience. It's sharing laughter, spending time with family and friends, and creating new memories. Whether you're looking for a pre- or post-game meal, weekend brunch, or any queso-craving weekday, join us in the shops of Southlake. Come see why at Macero, everyone's treated like family, and love is always on the house.
This is John McKellar from White's Chapel in Southlake. This is one of my favorite times of the year because football is back. The Dragons are all about tradition, and White's Chapel is no different. For over 150 years, White's Chapel has been at the heart of this community. We're a church that preaches a message of grace and love. We'd like to invite you to join us for worship this weekend. Go Dragons!
Hello, Dragon fans. Julie Walter here from the Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, located right here in Southlake. It's Dragon football season, and as a mother of 4 former Dragons, I truly know how busy our fall schedules can get. At the Baker Firm, we provide great customer service with our knowledgeable escrow team, and we pride ourselves with a boutique-style title office that will close our customers anywhere in the DFW area. So, as you get ready to sell, buy, or refinance your home, be sure to tell your local agent or lender you want to close with the Baker Firm, and you are sure to score a touchdown.
Dragons finished the regular season 10-0 after a 48-15 win over Keller Central. Chris Blake, Robert Clayton with you back here at Keller ISD Athletic Complex. And Riley Dodge talking to his team after wrapping up this regular season and zooming out, Robert, a little bit, not just tonight's game, but over the course of the last 10 weeks. What would be some of the messages that Coach Dodge is relaying to the team, both looking back over the regular season and looking ahead to the bye week and into the playoffs?
Well, number one, I can't believe it's the 10th week of the season. It feels like we just started, Chris. And, I think as any coach, and especially, with Riley's goals with the team and what they try to accomplish is, number one, he's talking about, this is the check mark, right? We are district champs. Even though we claimed it last week, the season's over. But, we're going to get some rest here, and then we're going to get ready for our next season. And that's going to start in 2 weeks. There's still plenty of goals on the board, to practice on Thanksgiving and then, get to the state championship, his lofty goals. But it's a guy who has this team believing they've developed, and you see the maturity over the course of this season, and they're only going to get better as each game gets underneath their belt.
Let's see them break the huddle there, looking at some of the stats from this one, courtesy of Steve Hunt. Carroll racking up 451 total yards of offense, 294 through the air, 157 on the ground. It was pretty balanced. Then you put Coleman Fowler into the game, and the passing yards just skyrocket. But in all seriousness, Fowler has been really impressive the last 2 weeks for the Dragons in backup duty. Has not thrown an incomplete pass in the last 2 weeks, and they're letting him throw it even late in these games. So 294 yards through the air for the Dragons, 157 yards on the ground. Penalties tonight for Carroll, 7 for 65 yards, not exactly what we're used to seeing for the Dragons.
It's not usual, and again, but you're also playing against a team that is, they're playing just for senior night, and they're going to go out and give it all. And some of those penalties we get a lot of explanation on, and some of them we even kind of question just a little bit of what happened. But again, I think overall it was a pretty, well-executed game on both sides of the ball for the Dragons.
See him posing there for a photo as district champs with the trophy. So a little bit of a celebration tonight for Carroll before probably not even turning your attention to the playoffs quite yet, turning your attention to some rest, recovery, and things that might need tweaking here and there.
Well, this is when it gets really fun, okay? And it gets really fun for the community. You're going to probably in 2 weeks you're going to see the Dragons field probably close to 100 players on the field. You're going to have JV guys up. You're going to have a select few of freshmen up as well. And then the appointments for the blonde hair start over the weekend. And the next time you see these Dragons, they're going to be sporting their beautiful blonde hair. Bill Webb made a mention the other day is get your senior pictures before you do the blonde hair. And I was coaching U football on Wednesday, and Jack Van Dorsen was out there getting his senior pictures done right beforehand, so I had a little chuckle.
Hey, they've got 2 weeks this time. There's a little wiggle room there.
Yeah, well, they want to get it done and get it off. If I'm them, I want it done early so it can grow out faster.
I remember last year Bill Webb was fielding phone calls the last week of the regular season about parents of football players wanting to get into the stadium for those senior photos at the last minute before the hair changed colors. So maybe the kids want senior pictures with the bleached hair, but the parents, that doesn't.
Well, we have our appointment too on Monday, Chris,
Yep,
for bleached
exactly.
hair, so we're going to get that accomplished as well.
Get that done. For Keller Central, 194 yards total offense, 38 through the air, 156 on the ground. Carroll defense was in the backfield a lot tonight. 7 tackles for a loss and 1 sack. Individually for the Dragons, mentioned Fowler, now 15 straight passes that have been completed for the senior. Angelo Renda, 12 of 16, 249 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, had 2 more rushing touchdowns tonight. Davis Penn, 120 rushing yards and a touchdown. His third 100-yard game of the year. And Brock Boyd, his 5th 100-yard game of the year at the receiver position. 3 catches, 112 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And for Boyd, it rarely takes him more than 5 catches to get over 100.
Yeah.
Chunk plays are certainly in his repertoire. Then looking ahead for the Dragons, the likely first-round opponent is Mansfield Legacy. Legacy right now beating Lake Ridge 31-14. That game is in the 4th quarter. Again, District 4 6A matches up with 3 6A in the first round of the playoffs. And North Crowley, which leads is in second place rather in District 3 6A, leads Mansfield 52-11 right now. So that'll set up a game for the district title next week with Crowley, who is on a bye this week. But it'll be North Crowley and Crowley for the district title. Kind of odd to say that North Crowley's in second place in their district when they're considered, among the best teams in the state, but it's just how things have shaken out with the bye week.
Yeah. Well, I think, especially, looking past that, even for this Carroll team, just having another week off is great. And then, it's going to get interesting over the next week to kind of see how everything shakes off and all the playoff pictures. So excited to see that over the next week or so.
Then taking one more look at the scores in District 4 6A. Again, Eaton beat Northwest 28-21 last night. Eaton beat Timber Creek 28-21 last night. Northwest trailing at home against Trinity right now 42-13. That game is in the 4th quarter. And Byron Nelson, a final in Hearst, beating LD Bell 31-3, the final score in that one. So things starting to round into focus for the playoff picture. Again, the Dragons are off next week. They don't play in Week 11 and have wrapped up the number 1 seed in Division 2 out of District 4 6A, and it looks like more than likely Trinity, Byron Nelson, and Northwest will be the other 3 playoff teams out of the district. And the Dragons got 2 of those 3 out of the way early this year.
Yeah, they did. I think what benefited, Southlake a lot, which is kind of working out to their advantage, is, they got their tough games up front, and they're able to, just take the foot off the gas pedal a little bit and then recover and do those things. But it helped with development. It was a very tough game against Trinity. And then you had Byron Nelson for that. So, I mean, they've been tested. they developed, and I think this is a perfect time and opportunity to heal up and get ready for the first round.
So again, not to project too far down the road, but as Robert mentioned, the first round playoff game, likely against Mansfield Legacy, will be the 14th, 15th, 16th, somewhere in that range at home at Dragon Stadium. And then if Carroll wins, that's when you got to block out a little time to get to the next game, take a little road trip somewhere out west. Last year, Dragons went to Abilene, but we know that was one of the closer venues that Carroll has played at.
And if we do go out there, Chris, I'll treat you to Chili's again as well.
Perfect. Can't wait.
You're welcome.
Well, that'll do it for us here in Keller. Once again, the final score, Dragons 48, Chargers 15. For our director, Tim Polster, producer, Bill Webb, and statistician, Steve Hunt, and for Robert Clayton, Chris Blake saying good night. And we will talk to you in a couple of weeks on the Dragon Sports Network.
This week's Dragon football broadcast has been brought to you by White's Chapel United Methodist Church, Feed Store Barbecue, Kim Bedwell, Briggs Freeman Sotheby, Godwin Bowman PC, The Baker Firm, Fidelity National Title, Tommy Pennington Realty Group, Macero, All-Star Orthopedics, Clayton and Clayton Real Estate, Hearst Autoplex, Southlake Dermatology, CLC Roofing, Patriot Mobile, AC Pros, and Mills Wealth Advisors. Thanks for joining us, and go Dragons!